was raped is to call her female and say she's ugly. Okay, first and foremost, that's just very degrading to say about any woman, especially a woman that's been raped. Okay, second of all, we know that Donald Trump disagrees with you. Clearly, he thought Marla Maples was hot, and then he confused a picture of E. Jean Carroll to be Marla Maples under deposition. And the second point that I'll make here is you just lied. You just told a big lie. You said that Trump won on appeal against E. Jean Carroll. You're a liar. That's not true. He's lost every single appeal in the E. Jean Carroll rape case.
Stormy Daniels, not Eugene.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also not true because guess what? Stormy Daniels didn't sue Donald Trump for jack shit. She didn't prosecute Donald Trump for jack shit. This is in reference to his 34 felony convictions in criminal court, in which was driven by state prosecutors, not any one private citizen. So you were also lying there.
No, I'm not, Dean.
Okay, then give me your source. What's a source? I don't know what a source is. I just, my source is my brain. I had a nap, and when I was napping, I had a dream. It was a divine revelation. No, sir, let me speak. I had a nap, and when I had a nap, I had a dream. And in this dream, I had a divine revelation from Trump. Wait, no, that's the jury verdict form where he raped a woman. I had a revelation from Trump Christ himself. Wait, nope, that's the 34 felony convictions. I had a revelation from Trump. Nope, that's also the 34. Come on, bro.
So,
fuck.
Yeah. So in
no. I'm gonna do the bit. I'm gonna do the bit, bro. Shut up. 1 second. Fuck.
It's a nice hat, though.
I had a revelation from Trump Christ himself. That's right. I had a revelation from Trump Christ himself, ladies and gentlemen. And in this dream, this revelation told me that Stormy Daniels was a liar.
That's not Jesus. That's a doctor. Come on. We all know that's a doctor.
All right, we'll litigate that claim after you give me evidence that he won an appeal in the 34 felonies conviction. In the 34 felony conviction.
Okay, so bottom line on the hush money appeal, Trump won it on a procedural win in November of 2025, which keeps his challenge alive to give him another shot at dismissal, right? But he hasn't won appeal. When
you win an appeal, it is dismissed.
Well, I guess it's still up in the air.
Okay, so you lied.
No. The federal judge dismissed Daniels' lawsuit from the 2018 to 2023. And she was ordered to pay Trump's legal fees of around $300,000. My bad.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, nothing to do with an appeal of the 34 felony convictions. You lied.
No, that's not what I said. I was saying what you said was Stormy Daniels. No, the Eugene Carroll situation is completely false. She's a liar completely. He's
how do you know that?
Done anything to her.
How do you know she's a liar?
Because her story is bullshit.
Okay, what are the inconsistencies in it? Tell me.
A lot. For one, no witnesses. Another one that, nobody was around. Two,
wait. Not having anybody in the room is not an inconsistency in the story. And listen, an inconsistency in a story would be like a contradiction, okay? Or something that wouldn't be reasonably possible to be the case. But like clearly in circumstances where somebody's getting raped, it is reasonably possible that they'd be alone, okay? And it's clearly not contradictory for nobody to be around when somebody's getting raped because it's not true in all scenarios when somebody is raped, people are around. Therefore, that's not an inconsistency in her story. Get real.
It is 100%. Like even
I just described to you how it's not.
Yeah, I literally listened to her interview on
buddy.
TV.
Listen. Do you agree that an inconsistency in a story would be somebody saying something that is not reasonably possible, or somebody saying something that is contradictory?
Dude, she made up the story. It never happened, brother.
Okay, so you're not going to tell me if you agree that's what an inconsistency is?
And
can
by
you please
the way,
answer my question?
He was found.
So by the way, can you please answer my question?
Liable.
So can you answer my question, dude?
Dude, he doesn't even know that lady.
All right, yeah, cool, bro. Can you answer my question?
No, I can't.
Oh, yeah, because it fucks you up, dude. You're over here saying that an inconsistency in the testimony of a rape victim is when they were raped, nobody's around. Okay, yeah. The reason why, once again, that's not an inconsistency is because in a lot of scenarios, when people are raped, guess what? Nobody's there to watch it. And an inconsistency would be something that isn't reasonably possible or something in which is contradictory, therefore false. And because it's reasonably possible that nobody's around and it's clearly not contradictory, it's therefore not an inconsistency. So I'd just be a little bit more specific with your language if you want to like give an example of inconsistency within her testimony. But if we're going to evaluate the likelihood of them telling the truth via the acknowledgement of inconsistencies in their testimony, well, now we know that we should believe E. Jean Carroll because there's many inconsistencies within Donald Trump's testimony in that court case. The first inconsistency was when he lied about claiming that he never met E. Jean Carroll, that E. Jean Carroll then responded to by submitting a picture of them together to the court. The second inconsistency is when he claimed he never raped her because she wasn't his type. First and foremost, I think a non-rapist would say I wouldn't rape her because rape is wrong. Second of all, we know that she was his type, and he lied about that too because he confused a picture of E. Jean Carroll to be a picture of his ex-wife, Marla Maples.
Yeah, that's all bullshit. Sorry.
No, that happened under deposition.
No, I mean, like being held civilly liable for defending yourself. I mean, that's just crazy, and I think that needs to be changed. And now you wonder why a lot of men are choosing not to get into relationships because of basically a woman can just make up whatever she wants, and you're kind of fucked.
Okay, so let's go over the facts of the court case. I have a question. Have you at any point in the past said that you could just grab women by their vaginas without asking first?
Well, are you talking about the recording that he that was done on Trump when he was outside of a bus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you listen to the recording, it was consensual. When you're rich and famous, women will let you do anything. Including...
and if you're 6'4" and built like Superman, I guess the old lady will just let you take her purse when you ask for it in the middle of the night with a mask on. Okay, now answer my question. At any point before, have you ever said that you could just grab women by their vaginas without asking them first?
No, he never even said that.
Okay, so you just reject that Trump said that. Okay, next.
Have you
at any point before admitted to sexually exploiting people and called it funny?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I've done a lot of weird shit and said a lot of funny things, so I don't know. Maybe. Is a maybe an answer? I don't know, man.
Can you repeat the question I just asked you to make sure we're on the same page here? Can you repeat the question you heard me ask you?
You asked me if I have ever made fun of somebody that claimed that they were a sexual victim, correct?
No, that's not what I asked you.
Maybe I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but generally around there.
No. So first and foremost, you don't know if you've ever made fun of somebody who was raped?
Yes, I have. I've made fun of that E. Jean Carroll because she's a liar.
Okay. All right. So you're just telling us that you know that she was a victim of rape and that you're making fun of her.
No, she's not a victim. She's making it all up because she's a fucking liar.
So you're saying that you like make fun of people who you think were lying about rape. Well,
no,
unfortunately,
I think it's
listen. For everybody watching, this isn't a bombshell. This isn't a oh my god what the fuck moment. This is literally what he was doing like 3 minutes ago that we called him out on. This is what every POS MAGA pig does when they come up on the stream and they talk about E. Jean Carroll. There's nothing shocking there in the slightest because that's what they all do.
Pig, bro?
Okay, because you are a pig. Deal with it. Okay.
How? Because I want evidence. Because I want actual proof of an incident that happened.
No, not because you want evidence. But when you're given evidence and you're given a conviction, you don't believe it. Now, here's the question that I actually asked because you obviously weren't listening. The question that I asked you is, have you ever admitted to sexual exploitation yourself, like sexually exploiting somebody else, and then called it funny?
I don't know. Maybe. Dude. I played a lot of football. We say a lot of crazy shit in the locker room. I don't know, bro.
Dude, I'm essentially asking you, have you ever admitted to raping somebody and then talked about how funny it is? I'm essentially asking you, have you ever admitted to barging into a little girl's bathroom, a dressing room, looking at her naked body, and then boasting about how funny it is? What do you mean you don't know? Like, are you a rapist?
No, look.
No, have you ever engaged in unconsensual sexual conduct?
Listen to me.
Have you? No. Have you ever engaged in unconsensual sexual conduct?
No, of course not.
But no. I don't believe you because you just said that you don't know if you've ever admitted to unconsensual sexual conduct.
Joking about it.
Wait. So you've like jokingly admitted to rape?
No.
Okay. Well, then the answer to my question is no. My question was, have you ever admitted to sexual violence and then called it funny?
Probably not.
What do you mean probably? You understand that for you to admit to sexual violence, then to call it funny, would first necessitate that you engaged in sexual violence. So when you say you probably haven't admitted to sexual violence and called it funny, you're saying that you probably haven't sexually violated anybody.
No, I've never done anything like that.
Okay, so then you've never admitted to sexual violence and called it funny. No, I want an answer to the question because I'm in the middle of building an argument. So you have never admitted to sexual violence and then called it funny, right?
No.
Okay, Trump has.
Well, I didn't vote for my pastor, okay? I voted for my president of the United States. Now, I don't really care about these semantics when it comes to these liars that are trying to, shed his name.
So Trump lied when he said that he was guilty of sexual violence?
Dean, I know you're a grifter. I know you are.
You're calling me a grifter because you're getting your shit fried, buddy. Calm down. It's embarrassing.
Because I know for a fact that you do like Trump because he saved your TikTok platform. I know this for a fact. You must like him for that. Say it. I want to hear you say it.
This is all cope because you're getting cooked. Here's Donald Trump admitting. This is all cope because you're getting cooked. Here's Donald Trump admitting to engaging in sexual violence.
No, you just want to give a win to Trump, and I get it. But I want to hear you say.
So you have done that. Now, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Oh, so he was backstage. Ooh, he was in the backstage of the stage. You know how many times I've been backstage?
So he was in women's only dressing rooms. Backstage.
No. He said backstage. He didn't say dressing rooms.
Because that's where the dressing rooms are.
Homie, dog, in that statement, he said backstage.
Yes, because that's where the dressing rooms are.
So in that recording, did Trump say, I was in the backstage dressing room, and I went in there and grabbed every girl by the pussy. That's right. I did it. I raped everybody. In the backstage dressing room, specifically. No, he never said it. He never said any of that.
So he said that he went backstage and then went into the dressing rooms.
Not to mention, it's so weird that you would take a Howard Stern recording, a show that is filth, a show that had a competition to a person who could give the largest bowel movement on air. You're going to take a fucking recording from that show, a show that literally had who had the smallest penis competition on air, and you're going to take a recording from that filth?
So,
dude,
first point.
That was the most PG statement I've ever heard Trump ever say, to be honest with you. And that's the best they got out of him on Howard Stern?
I feel like he's gaslighting himself. Okay.
Wow.
First clarifying question that will be relevant to the counter argument. If I told you that I was sitting down on a 2x2 wooden plank affixed to the ground with 4 steady legs with sturdy back support, would I be telling you that I'm sitting down on a chair?
It depends, man. You could be sitting on like a futon.
Okay, yeah, but a futon wouldn't it be a 2x2 wooden plank? So
okay, well then you're sitting on a chair, yeah.
Yeah, so if I tell you that I'm sitting on a 2x2 wooden plank affixed to the ground with 4 legs with sturdy back support, I'm telling you I'm sitting in a chair. Okay?
Most likely you're sitting in a chair.
Now, did I ever use the word chair?
No.
Perfect. So this is why I say that Donald Trump said he went backstage into the women's only dressing rooms. Because what did he say?
He said he never said that.
Well, the same way I never use the word chair.
Yeah, but you're speculating. See, that's dangerous.
I'm speculating.
Dangerous territory. And this is why too many liberals...
I'm speculating just as much as you speculated when you told me that I'd be sitting on a chair if I told you I'm sitting on a 2x2 wooden plank affixed to the ground with 4 legs with sturdy back support. Okay? The reason why that's not speculation is because speculation is defined as belief with no reason. However, you would have a lot of reason to believe that I told you I'm sitting on a chair if I told you I'm sitting on a sturdy 2x2 plank affixed to the ground with 4 legs with sturdy back support, because that is the description of a chair. Very similarly, when Donald Trump says he went backstage then into an area where men weren't allowed, that he was breaking a rule by going in, where women were naked and getting undressed with no clothes on changing, okay, where he had abused the fact that he was the owner of of the pageant to then do a false inspection of that space, we know that he's described it a private woman's only dressing room. And listen, the cherry on top of this is what every single woman who remembered it happening to them has said. There hasn't been a single woman nor a single girl that has come forward and claimed that this happened in a general backstage area. Every single woman and every single girl who remembered this occurring to them claimed that it happened in the dressing rooms. Even the women who were defending him. Veronica Hughes was a contestant of Miss Teen USA in 1997, and she's pro-Trump all the way, MAGA cultist. And Veronica said that, yeah, he would go into the dressing rooms, like everybody else is saying, like he said when he described it, but he'd just give us a heads up before he'd walk in and we'd all have clothes on. So in culmination, we know it was a private woman's dressing room because that's what he described, and that's what every woman said, including the pro-Trump MAGA cultist women who spoke out to defend him.
Okay, again, thank you. He gave them a heads up and they put their clothes on. Like, whatever, bro. Like, I think you're just really like hung up on this, and it's a little bit weird.
Oh, so you concede it's a dressing room. You knew it was a dressing room you knew it was a dressing room all along. And you just didn't want to say it because you knew that would mean Donald Trump sexually exploited them. But now you have an out because one of the women said that he would give them a heads up and they'd put clothes on before he'd walk in. So now you're fine with admitting that it was a dressing room. Well, the issue with the claim that, you know, they all put clothes on is that in this clip on Howard Stern's radio show, he said they have no clothes on.
Therefore, I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
you're like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody?
So guess what? Thank you for admitting it was a dressing room because you thought you had a way out, i.e. claiming that they were dressed. But guess what? It doesn't work because Donald Trump said they weren't. You're fucked.
He never said dressing room, and he said backstage. Stop.
Oh, so now you're just completely walking back your prior admission that sure, Dean, it happened in the dressing room?
Let me tell you something.
Oh, wait, but you already admitted it. You can't walk that back.
Dean, I'm a professional content creator.
A professional runner?
I have been
a professional coward, a professional cult member? We know.
I'm a professional content creator, okay? I make videos for brands. Now, I have been in dressing rooms. You got to give a heads up. You go in, the girls are closed.
You have 48 followers.
I started this account yesterday.
Yeah, professional content creator.
Yeah, I just started this account yesterday.
Yeah.
I've always been the guy behind the camera. My customers are people with already big followers. You understand? Yeah. I'm going to Texas next month. I got a guy with 600,000 followers.
Yeah, that wouldn't make you a professional content creator to be a professional videographer, by the way.
No. I create content for other people that have followings. Does that make sense?
That's not what it means to be a content creator. You just tried to lie.
Content. I create content. I'm a content creator. Yes.
So a content creator is described as the person who who posts the content on their platform.
Yeah. I'm starting to do that now, as you just seen.
Oh, so true. With 48 followers. Huge.
Yeah, I just started yesterday.
Huge. No, good job.
Yeah, so I just started, and by the end of next week, I'll probably have 500. I can go live and do live edits with all my work and my clients and stuff. It's
huge.
Yeah, really cool. But at the same time, I also want us to kind of come together a little bit on things, and not make this all about, Trump's the big bad guy when he did do good things even for you with TikTok, for example. I mean, you've blown up on this thing. You got people listening to you left and right. You're an influential person amongst the left. It's important to give certain wins to our president because I don't think he's the bad guy here, Dean. I think he actually cares about you just as much as I care about him and him succeeding in his presidency. You know what I mean? We have certain needs and wants that we want on our side, and we're not getting them right now. And you know that we're not getting mass deportations. We're not getting what we want. You know this. The left has effectively organized and blocked us against getting what we want. So now we're just a big amnesty program now.
So wait. So I want to respond to the first point that you made there. So you said we can't act like Trump is this big bad guy because, well, Trump has really helped me. If it wasn't for Trump, I wouldn't have this platform. I wouldn't have the followers. I wouldn't have the income. Okay. Yeah. Do you know who William L. Shire is?
It doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry.
No worries. So William L. Shire, he died a long time ago, so I don't expect you to know him. But he was a very predominant historian on the global stage because he had firsthand accounts and he reported on Hitler's regime firsthand. okay? And that made William L. Shire a career, that made him a lot of money. It gave him a lot of success. It gave him a lot of notoriety. So would you say that we can't say Hitler's completely a bad guy because he gave careers to people like William L. Shire that reported on his wrongdoings?
Yeah, you see, you can't compare Trump to Schmittler, bro.
Okay, so this is a rule that only applies to Trump, but doesn't apply to anybody else. And I'm actually, so what I'm doing is I'm not comparing Trump to Hitler. I'm just simply applying your logic in another scenario where it proves to be absurd.
Yeah, but you guys always go back to the Schmittler-Hitler thing. And
well,
it's like,
I mean, dude, Donald Trump did threaten to genocide 90 million people.
Did he do it?
Oh, no, he just threatened it. Big own.
So now you're
big own, right? He didn't actually genocide them. He just threatened to genocide them. Do you have any kids?
Let me finish.
Do you have any kids?
Yes. Don't worry.
Okay, if somebody threatened to rape your kids but never did it, would you look at them with a smile on your face?
If they try to do some shit?
No, they didn't. No, they never actually tried to do it. They just threatened it.
Oh my God, Dean. The point I'm trying to make to you is...
Answer my question. If somebody threatened to rape your kids but never did it, would you look at them with a smile on your face, or would you want to fucking kill them?
If they didn't actually do it and they just were threatening, I wouldn't engage in any violence, no.
But would you want to engage in violence?
No. I would look at him as a crazy person and get away from me.
You... Okay, so that's crazy, okay. First and foremost. I think that any good parents would probably desire to engage in violence against somebody that threatened to rape their kids, regardless if they did it or not. That's just already such a red flag. But second of all, you said that it would deem them to be crazy. So can we agree here the reason why you would deem somebody to be insane if they threaten to rape kids is because raping a child is like really wrong?
Yes, and now you're making my point.
Here's a follow-up question that I have to ask you. I'm building an argument. Don't tell me to hold up. I'm building an argument. I'll let you speak once I'm done. Okay? Can we agree that genocide exists on that same level of child rape as like the worst things a person can do?
Yeah, genocide's pretty bad, yes.
Okay, perfect. So then you'd also look at somebody to be insane and crazy if they threaten genocide.
Now I'm so glad you brought that up.
Right?
Because now you know how you have to handle these Arabic countries like Iran. You have to fight crazy with crazy. When they can go on live TV and constantly say death to America, burn our flag, right? Then finance proxy groups all over the world that then go and unalive and do crazy shit to our boys that were overseas over there. Let's be honest, all the IEDs were built in Iran. I mean, they found multiple bombs on bases that were manufactured in Iran. So let's not even go down that route. At the end of the day, you're crazy,
an IRGC supporter.
No, they are crazy, bro.
Your logic means you should support the IRGC. Can I tell you why?
No.
I'm going to tell you why. Because you just said that Donald Trump is justified in engaging like crazy things, such as threatening a genocide of the Iranian people, because Iran and the IRGC has been fucking with us for a long time by funding proxy groups, killing our people, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Okay, but guess what? The IRGC didn't start it. The U.S. did. Why? Because the U.S. started meddling with Iran before the IRGC existed, bro. We couped their democratically elected leader in the 50s. All right?
Yes.
And then once the IRGC came to power, okay, we shot down planes over Iran that killed upwards of 40 people in Iranian hospitals. Okay, we made an agreement with them, and then Trump pulled us out and said, fuck you, Iran. We dropped bombs and tomahawks, killing 160 of their girls, 2,200 civilians as a whole. Your logic that we need to fight crazy with crazy is actually what gives justification to the IRGC, because they are fighting crazy with crazy. They are fighting U.S. imperialism that reaches back into the roots of Iran before the IRGC existed with crazy, like burning the flag, like shouting and screaming death to America, so on and so forth. And that's why your argument that you're making right now amounts to support for the IRGC. I don't support the IRGC because I don't think we should fight crazy with crazy. I don't think that the IRGC is justified in killing their protesters because of U.S. imperialism. I don't think that the IRGC is justified in funding these proxy groups that kill only innocent people, okay, because of U.S. imperialism. I'm not a supporter of terrorism, right? Regardless if it comes from the IRGC or the US. But you're telling me that you do think it's justified to fight crazy with crazy. So because the US was crazy first directed towards Iran, then Iran is justified in being crazy back.
Right. And if you've seen the movie Frankenstein, the new one on Netflix, it's a good movie, by the way. If by your logic we created this Frankenstein problem, then we have to be like Victor in the movie and take out the problem, even if we did create it with good intentions or bad intentions.
Wait, you agreed with Victor trying to kill Frankenstein?
Yes.
Bro, you're just straight up a villain.
No, I'm not.
Dude, the point of Victor trying to kill Frankenstein in the new movie, and like in the book and other renditions of the book, okay, was to paint Victor as a villain and Frankenstein as like this morally vague character that we kind of like because of how Victor tried to hurt him so much by killing him. Like the takeaway from Victor trying to kill Frankenstein is not supposed to be fuck Frankenstein, W. Victor. Like, you're legit a villain. It's not even just politics, okay? No, it's also film and literature. And I should correct myself here. This is a blunder on my end. Frankenstein is not the monster. The monster's name is just the monster. Victor's last name is Frankenstein. But that aside, you're the fucking villain. What is wrong with you?
No, and if you watch the movie carefully, there is a scene where Victor himself got a little bit nervous around the beast. Okay, specifically when he was trying to communicate with him normally, and then obviously he got more abusive with him because he was realizing that he just wasn't getting anywhere with him under his current method, and he created a monster. What I'm saying is, if we created the monster, then we have to be similar to Victor and take care of the problem. If that's the case, by your logic, we created this issue in the Middle East, then now we're tying up loose ends.
Bro, I don't know why, but this just makes me... I don't know why, this just makes me want to kick the guest. Like, it's like, he's not even just crazy about politics, he's crazy about everything. Even something like non-political, such as the Frankenstein movie, he thinks that Victor was the good guy, right? So what this tells me is that there's just no possible way I will ever be able to reach him. If he's crazy, not just about his support for Trump, but about everything, and that craziness extends into his interpretation of film, then I will not be able to reach him on any level. So I just got to kick him. We just got to move on. He can't be reached at all. At all, he can't be reached. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here. Holy shit. That dude's nuts. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Make sure that you're following the rules of the live. We're going to go to get them up here right now. By the way, quick shout out while we're still trying to get that next guest loaded up into the stream, folks. If you haven't yet, you should really consider watching that new Frankenstein movie, because let me tell you, folks, it is one for the ages. It was by far my favorite movie of 2025. I loved it so much that I was tracking it all the way to the Oscars, and I was just so happy when it won one. Great movie. Check it out if you haven't already. It's absolutely stunning. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, folks. Make sure that you're double tapping on that phone screen, sharing out this live with a handful of friends. If you want to support me in the stream, by the way, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Dean Withers without the E right there, and it's in the pinned message over on YT. There's a handful of incredibly kind people that I do have to thank, and I'm going to do that here in a moment. But that guy just wanted to come up here and slur. Listen, dude, I understand that you have the brain of maybe a 3-year-old and the cognizance of a 2-year-old. But, you know, just emotionally lashing out by hurling slurs at people that prove you wrong is a pretty bad look for yourself. And it's just a bad look for MAGA in general, because what that tells the average apolitical viewer of the stream is that MAGA can't, like, intellectually debate, converse, or change minds. You could just, like, hate people when they think differently than you. Anyways, let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Let me see who's next. We got Alex Castleman joining on Venmo. Thank you, Joshua, for the $2. I appreciate you. Rosemary for the $5 for the grift, according to the last guest. Yes, I'm a grifter. Haley, thank you for the $1. Then Elena, thank you for the $10. She says, I wasn't going to donate today, but this guy is scum, and you deserve this for even trying to have a conversation with him. Bro, he sucked. I'm not going to lie. He was terrible, but Elena, I really appreciate you. Thank you for the $10 donation. Just show some love to Elena in that chat. Same thing to Devin, Devin. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. He says, somebody check on that one girl who's taking a hit every time you cook, because damn, that was brutal. Bro, for real. Somebody check in on Abby. Yo, bro. Abby, are you okay? Are you still alive? We need to make sure Abby's chilling. Yo, what's up, Alex? Do you support Trump?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you MAGA?
I used to be, but I just want to say I definitely am really thinking about my political
Love that,
views
dude.
after Trump and the whole Iran war has been.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it. And please, I'm not kicking you because I hate you, I dislike you, I have any ill will towards you whatsoever. And I appreciate you so much for sharing that with us. I love it, love it, love it. I'm kicking you because we're only looking to talk to people that still do support Trump. I think that you're awesome, bro. Good on you. In fact, you could say that I'm kicking you because you're just simply too cool. You're too base to be on the stream. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Amy, this is on Venmo. Thank you for the $10. Who says funds for lawyers because you totally unalive the caller. Thank you for the $10, Amy. Show some love to Amy. Love it, love it, love it. Fussy, thank you so much for the $11 donation. I appreciate you, Fussy. Show some love to Fussy down below in that chat while we're still looking for that next guest. Good to see you today, brother. He says, hey, Dean, good to see you, brother. Same to you. Same to you. And I appreciate you for your support. Ween Dithers, thank you for the $10. Who says, salutations, Dean Withers. I'm Ween Dithers, and I do enjoy Trump as president. Okay, well, somebody spent $10 on a unfunny troll. Well, I guess if it's unfunny, then why am I laughing? Okay, thank you for the $10. As well as Rico, R-I-C-O, thank you for the $15 donation on Venmo, who says, this was the most hilarious moment of quote-unquote caught red-handed that I've ever seen. Roast these MAGA tools. Thank you, Rico. I appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Keela, thank you for the 5. Amanda, thank you for the 5. Happy birthday, Farm Sim Kid, if you happen to be watching. And then Keela, thank you for the $20, who says, hey, my friend supports Trump and I was wondering if I could get advice. Oh, wait, I thanked you earlier. Well, I'm going to thank you again. Thank you for the support, Keela. We are all caught up on Venmo. We still have quite a few people to thank on Super Chat and PayPal, but let's go ahead and redirect our primary focus to trying to get another Trump supporter loaded up into the box. On Super Chat, thank you, Tori, for the $20, who says, wait, this man has kids. Would he leave his daughter alone with Trump knowing the accusations that Trump has against him? The answer to that question would undoubtedly be yes, just by the way. The guy would absolutely leave his kids around Trump. I don't even need to have him up on here to answer that question, 110%. And holy shit, we have 3 huge donations on Super Chat. Like, holy fuck. Wow. FamCam, thank you so much for the 50. Thomas, thank you so much for the 50. And then Ma Witch, thank you so much for the 120. Bro, I want you guys to show some love to FamCam, Thomas, and Witch down below in that comment section. What the fuck? Thank you. You guys, thank you so very much for the love and support. I don't even know what to say. You guys have been so fucking kind today. Calm the fuck down, dude. Be quiet, little boy. Thank you. I want to see at least 1,300 Ma Witch W's in that chat, 500 Thomas W's, and 500 FamCam W's. Ma Witch with a $120 donation didn't leave an attached message. Ma Witch, just know that I really appreciate you so much. And then Thomas with a $50 says he went backstage and then he went in to the dressing rooms. That's the point I was trying to communicate to the guest, but he didn't hear me. Okay, he was too dense. And then FamCam with the $50 says the quote-unquote locker room talk narrative is such BS. I've played a bunch of sports in my youth and spent a lot of time in locker rooms. Never once did any of us joke or brag about the abuse of women. It's not locker room talk. It's loser/monster behavior. I know, right? Me too, FamCam. I grew up playing a bunch of fucking sports, and I never heard that. Maybe it's just because the people that I chose to surround myself with weren't violent degenerates. You know? Thank you guys so much for the love. Thank you. It's just so kind. Same thing to you, Jessica. Thank you for the $20, who says, American Iranian woman here. All of these MAGA views on this war are offensive and just pure bullshit. Period. Keep kicking ass, Dean. Thank you, Jessica. Let's get to it at Jessica W's. Thank you. And then Jones with the 10 says, Dean be out here seal clubbing like it's a COD lobby. Dude, I know, Jones. I got the bots on recruit difficulty out here. Bro, give me a challenge on God. Thank you. Show some love to all the people on Super Chat. Let's quickly catch up over on PayPal. Thank you for the $15, who says, I went to a DSA meeting and now I'm confused on what a liberal is. Dean, what's your definition of a liberal? Well, I mean, I just understand a liberal to be distinct from a leftist in the sense that if you believe in socialism or communism, you're a leftist. But if you're like on the American left, yet you uphold some variant of capitalism, i.e. social democracy even, you're a liberal. I distinct them based upon the economic mechanisms in which you believe would be be best. Thank you for the $15 and good question, M. Molly with the $10. She says, the last guy is why we choose the bear. Completely, Molly. I understand. Thank you for the love. Wendy, thank you for the $10 as well. Who says, fuck this caller. Yeah, fuck that guy. He was a menace. Thank you for the thank you for the $10, Wendy. Mohammed, thank you for the $5. Kelly, thank you for the 1. Sarah, thank you for the 4. Then Cameron, thank you for the $10 as well. He says, I've been watching for a while, but this is my first time donating. Watching your lives has been getting me through a bunch of shit. Thank you, Cameron. You were awesome. I'm so happy that the live streams help you out. Same thing to Chloe, who says, hey, Dean, I love all your vids and I watch your live all the time. I want to be just like you with your knowledge. I've been able... ... to change the minds of a few MAGA people. That is awesome. Chloe, I'm so proud of you. Dude, I love to hear that. You guys are awesome. Shout out to Chloe. Tracy, thank you so much for the $12. Micah, thank you so much for the $10. Fasi, thank you for the $10. Thank you, you guys. And then we just have one last person to thank for now, then we'll hop back into the debates. And this comes from SJ. Thank you so much for the $50 donation on PayPal. Thank you. Thank you so much, SJ. You are in here nearly every day. And, you know, I just love you to bits and pieces. I want you guys to please show so much love to SJ in that comment section. SJ with a 50 says the difference that you make isn't just about changing the minds of Trump supporters. Some of us find comfort in the person that you are after having a long, tiring day. You're a breath of fresh air during stressful times. I'm glad you exist. We'll always have love for you, SJ. I'm so very grateful for you. Dude, you were just such a kind person. Thank you for the kind words and the incredibly kind donation. Show us some love to all the donors. I appreciate y'all for the patience. We are all caught up. Thank you guys so much, dude.
I was talking to Liam, right?
You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. What do you want?
I was talking to Liam, and he was telling me that you said that I'm close to flipping over to your side.
No, I think that you're just like ideologically incoherent to the highest extent. I don't think that you're close to not being a Trump supporter. I mean, like, come on.
Dude,
like, bro, no, dude, look at you. You're wearing like 4 beanies right now. Like, the fuck you, dude. You look corny as shit.
What?
Dude, come on. Like, this isn't like freshman year of high school wearing the Shiesteen 3 beanies to get the girls. All right, just like be a normal person. All right, come on. You look like a loser.
No,
what
I don't.
You doing?
No, I don't. No, I don't. Anyway, so no, I'm not close to turning over to your side, buddy. Liam, like, that's what he told me.
Okay, Phil.
No, stop calling me that, bro. No.
Phil, I'm not gonna do this with you today.
No, let's debate.
I'm not gonna allow you to berate me, Phil.
Let's debate. Don't be scared, buddy.
I don't think that debating you gets us anywhere.
It actually does, because I've beat you in every debate, and you haven't ever beat me in a debate. It's fine.
I beat you in every
Stop
debate.
mocking me. Stop mocking me.
Sounds stupid.
No, I don't.
Yes, I beat you in every debate.
I have.
I beat you in every debate.
Have I not? Have I not? No, stop with the cornball stuff, bro.
Cornball.
Stop with that, bro.
Stop with that. Cornball. Fuck off.
That's why I'm on mission 3, buddy.
Tell us why you support Trump. Cornball.
I support Trump because deportation is great for national security. Can we get a line off of my screen, please?
Hey, anyway, DD, I appreciate you so much for the Leon the Kitten. I appreciate you. Okay, how so? How's deportation great for national security?
Because it's better to know who's in here than not.
Couldn't we identify them faster if we gave them amnesty compared to chasing them down, possibly killing them, then deporting them to get tortured in another country?
Where's your evidence that they're getting tortured in other countries?
CCOT, Human Rights Watches from the UN and across the globe have indicated that they are experiencing torture. Abrigo Garcia testified to the fact that he was forced to kneel from 9 p.m. until 6 a.m. and when he fell, he was beat by the guards. And that same testimony is shared by hundreds of other inmates, including minors.
Can you give me a source?
Yeah, for sure. After you answer my question.
What was your question?
Can we agree that we'd be able to identify everybody in the country faster if we offered undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship, something that they'd like, compared to chasing them down to deport them to a place where they might be tortured in another country, something
why
they
would
wouldn't
we
like?
give them amnesty if they came into the country illegally?
Because it'd be better for national security.
No, but they already committed a crime coming into
By the way, my sources, if you go on Google, you type in Human Rights Watch, quote unquote, you've arrived in hell. The first source that you will get is from humanrightswatch.org, going over the torture in CCOT. Now, to answer your question, once again, you said, why should we offer them amnesty? Well, for reasons of national security. We need to know everybody who's in our country, and that's the easiest way.
That's your opinion if it's the easiest way.
Well, no, it's a fact, because it's something that the millions of undocumented immigrants here would be on board with and willing to comply with, compared to mass deportation, that they are not on board with and do not want to comply with.
Yeah, of course they're not going to agree with, getting deported, but that's what what you get.
But is it easier to do something if the person you're doing it to wants it to happen, or if the person you're doing it to does not want it to happen?
Well, obviously, if they want it to happen, but that doesn't change.
Okay,
the fact
so therefore you agree that amnesty would be easier than deportation, right? Because it's something that
it'd probably be easier.
Okay, and if it's easier, why wouldn't it be faster?
It doesn't matter. It's just that they committed a crime. So
wait, if it doesn't matter, well, then you don't support mass deportation, because the reason that you gave insofar as why you support mass deportation is it matters because we need to identify everybody in the country. Well, now you're telling me it doesn't matter that mass amnesty would be able to identify everybody in the country faster. So, pick your poison. Do you care about identifying everybody in the country, therefore you support amnesty? Or do you not care about identifying everybody in the country and therefore you support deportation and punish people for their crimes?
Both, a little bit of both. You
can't have a little bit of both. These two things are mutually exclusive. If you really care about identifying everybody in the country, you believe that it is such an integral thing to do for the importance of national security, then you would be a supporter of mass amnesty because we'd be able to identify everybody here faster.
Right, but okay, yeah, all right. You know what? I agree with you. Then we should give them amnesty, but then punish them for coming into the country illegally.
Okay, how should we punish them?
Send them to jail.
Send them to jail, but we shouldn't send Trump to jail for raping Eugene Carroll.
Oh, we should send Trump to jail.
So Trump should be president from jail.
Yeah, put a cage around his desk.
Okay, yeah, all right, there you go. You lost.
I didn't lose. I literally said give him.
If he should be in jail, then he shouldn't be president.
Nope, not true at all.
So those two things.
Can't go to jail. Actually,
those two things are mutually exclusive. Exactly.
They're not though. They're not.
Well, I mean, you just said that presidents can't go to jail. He should be in jail, therefore he shouldn't be president.
I don't know if he should be in jail. I mean...
Okay, well then, yeah, you'd argue that people should go to jail for victimless misdemeanor, but they shouldn't go to jail for rape?
It was a civil case, by the way.
Yeah, okay. And what does that mean? Why should we doubt it? Because it was a civil case. Tell me.
Oh, no, I'm not saying why should we doubt it. I'm just saying...
Okay, so then we believe that he's a rapist, and you're telling me he shouldn't be in jail. So people shouldn't go to jail for rape, but people should go to jail for undocumented entry. By the way, undocumented entry is prosecuted inside of a civil court. Okay, so because Donald Trump should go to jail, and you can't be president from jail, then Donald Trump shouldn't be president.
Donald Trump shouldn't go to jail.
Okay, well then, so then you're yielding a contradiction here because you're arguing that rapists shouldn't go to jail, but first-time undocumented immigrants should. So you think that coming into this country as an undocumented immigrant is worse and deserving of more punishment than rape?
Nope, not what I said.
Okay, well then why do you think that the undocumented immigrant should be punished harsher than the rapist?
Trump actually was never convicted of rape. He was actually, it literally said on the court document, rape, no, and then a couple other things, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Do you agree that the definition of rape would include the penetration of a woman's vagina with a man's fingers unconsensually?
I don't know the definition of it, so I can't tell you.
Would the definition of rape include the penetration of a woman's vagina with a man's penis? Unconsensually?
Is that the definition? What's the definition then?
Dude, can we agree that if a man penetrates a woman's vagina with his penis unconsensually, it's rape?
Yeah.
Can we agree that if a man penetrates a woman's vagina with his fingers unconsensually, it's rape?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you do think that the court found him guilty of rape because the court concluded that he forcefully penetrated Eugene Carroll's vagina with his fingers unconsensually. They just legally classified it as SA, not rape, because the definition of rape in the court at that time was the penetration of the vagina with a penis, not the penetration of the vagina with the fingers. But we just agreed that what they consider to be sexual abuse is what we consider to be rape.
So that's the only reason why it wasn't rape?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't say that he was convicted of rape if he, no matter what your opinion on what rape is, which I guess I agree with you, but no matter what your opinion is, they said no on the court.
I actually can. Because because of the transitive law of logic. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Sexual abuse, which is what they held him liable for, equals forcefully penetrating her vagina with his fingers unconsensually, and forcefully penetrating her vagina with his fingers unconsensually equals rape, which is what you just agreed to. So if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Sexual abuse equals rape within this context. So therefore, if we can say that the court determined that he sexually abused Miss Carroll, and A equals C, sexual abuse equals rape, sexual abuse is therefore identical to rape in this scenario, then we can also say that the court determined that he raped Eugene Carroll.
Right, but you also shouldn't, say that he was convicted of rape if he wasn't. No matter what your A plus B.
But you just agreed that the thing that he was convicted of is identical to rape. Therefore, he was convicted of rape.
And bro, you're just trying to manipulate my mind, bro.
I'm just using logic.
No, it's not logic. It's manipulation.
It's literally a law of logic. The transitive law of logic. It literally is.
You're saying A plus C equals B, bro. Like,
no, I said if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. A is sexual abuse. B is forcefully penetrating somebody's vagina with your fingers without consent. C is rape. A equals B. Sexual abuse equals forcefully penetrating somebody's vagina without their consent with your fingers. And then B equals C. Forcefully penetrating somebody's vagina without their consent with your fingers equals rape. Therefore, A equals C. Sexual abuse equals rape. Therefore, if we can say that the court held him civilly liable for sexual abuse, and A equals C, sexual abuse equals rape, they're identical to one another, then we could also say that the court held him civilly liable for rape.
So yes or no, did the court, on the paper, did it say yes to rape or no to rape?
It said no to their strict and narrow legal definition of the word rape, but we don't use that definition of the word rape, and we both agreed to that by agreeing that if a woman has her vagina forcefully penetrated by a man's fingers without consent, then it's rape.
Right, but that still doesn't mean he was convicted of it, because technically he wasn't. Well, no matter what our opinions are. It
does matter what our opinions are, because in accordance with the way that we define rape, he absolutely was convicted of rape.
Okay, so, right.
It's not the way that the court defines it, but the way we defined it, it absolutely was.
So, right, if I get, like, a speeding ticket, and I'm like, technically, under mine and your view, I wasn't speeding, could we say that I didn't get a speeding ticket?
You'd get a speeding ticket in accordance with the legal definition of speeding. Now,
exactly.
Maybe not in accordance with your definition of speeding. So what we'd say here is that I wasn't speeding, but I still got a speeding ticket, right? But that's a bad example, because usually the way that we use the word speeding colloquially is reflective of the law. But the way that we use the word rape colloquially is not reflective of the law in many scenarios.
Right, but still,
like how about this? Give me your definition of the word speeding.
In what context?
Well, I mean, just in the general usage of the term. The definition of speeding in the general usage of the term would be what? Going above the allotted speed limit by the state. So our definition of the word speeding colloquially is quite literally reflective of the state's definition of speeding by definition, right? But our definition of the word rape is not, breaking the law and committing rape as defined by the law. No, our definition of the word rape would be about unconsensual sexual intercourse and penetration. It wouldn't be like breaking the law, right? Because even before states existed, okay, you could still rape somebody even though there were no laws to punish those that did rape. That means that our definition of the word rape is not reflective of the law.
Right, but either way, he technically was not convicted of it, so you can't say that he was, convicted of
So the
rape.
reason why
That's
I say that
saying.
he's convicted of rape is because of the way that we define rape, not because of the way that the law defines rape.
Yeah, but okay, so then under our view, maybe he raped her, but that doesn't mean he was convicted of raping her. Big difference.
Well, the thing that he was convicted of is something that is under our view rape.
I mean, I guess, but if he actually did that, then yeah, I mean, I consider that rape, yeah.
Okay, and you agreed that he did do that, right?
Do I agree that he did that? I think that, I don't know if he did that.
Okay, why don't you know?
Because I wasn't there to see it. Were you there to see it?
No, you weren't there to see the Holocaust. Are you a Holocaust denier?
I wasn't there to see it, I don't know. I mean, what, bro? I wasn't there. Like what, bro? I mean, history says it's true, so I mean, I agree with it, but I believe it's true because history says it's true, by the way.
Okay. So you're not a Holocaust denier.
When did I say I was?
Just to clarify, you're not a Holocaust denier, even though you weren't there to personally witness it. So therefore, you don't need to be there to personally witness things in order to believe that they occurred.
No, because what history book says Trump did that?
Okay, well, I mean, him raping E. Jean Carroll wouldn't be like a fixture of like history as described by historians. It'd be a fixture of immorality as described by us and the law, right? Because they inevitably held him civilly liable for it in a court.
Right, but civilly liable doesn't... what was the evidence in that case that he actually did that?
Yeah, sure. The fact that she kept the same consistent testimony for 30 years straight, as corroborated by 4 of her friends and medical records from the 90s. The fact that she kept the dress that she was raped in by him, said it had his DNA in it, submitted it to the court, proved it had male DNA in it. Then when it came time for Trump to submit his DNA to be tested against the DNA in the dress, he refused to. Why would an innocent man refuse to exonerate himself? Okay, you also have the inconsistencies and lies within his own testimony. He lied and claimed that he would never do that to her because she wasn't his type, then confused a picture of her to be his ex-wife Marla Maples, who was his type. He lied in saying that he could never do that to her because he never met her, but then she submitted a picture of them together to the court. Okay, you also have external evidence, like the fact in 2005 he said that he liked to do what he did to her, okay, by saying that he could just grab women by their vaginas without asking first, he could just throw himself on them. That's what the court proved he did to E. Jean Carroll. Then other character priors, such as other instances of sexual violence, the best predictive measure of the future is the past. Okay, Donald Trump has engaged in other counts of sexual violence and admitted to them, such as he did on Howard Stern's radio show in 2005, where he said that he sexually exploited beauty pageant contestants and he found it funny. Okay, and the fact that he walked away from sexually exploiting other people and finding it funny and cool also increases the probability on its own, because it shows that he is more likely to do it again, or it's more likely that he has done it on other occasions, because he doesn't like frown on himself for engaging in sexual violence. He applauds himself for engaging in sexual violence, and typically people do things that they applaud themselves for doing more than once.
Right. So, but I mean, that's a lot of, I don't know, man. Like, you're just
just cooking. The word is cooking.
Not cooking anything. You're just flopping back and forth. To be honest, like, you can't say.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean flapping back and forth? I don't know what that means, Phil. Can you help educate me, Phil?
Just stop calling me that. We're debating. We're debating.
We're debating, bro.
I'm just
We're debating. We're debating.
I'm just a dumb Trump supporter. I don't know what it means to flop back and forth.
Stop! We're debating.
Look at this crazy liberal getting all worked up.
Shut up!
Oh, they're getting so mad. They're getting so mad. It's crazy liberals losing his shit.
No, you're the crazy.
Ain't the crazy liberal can't handle the facts.
Bro, stop! Stop!
I bet if you took those beanie offs, we'd see some blue hair. We'd see some blue hair. Can we say your blue hair, your septum piercing?
I don't have blue hair.
No, that's because you're crazy liberal.
I'm not crazy. I'm not a liberal.
Yes, you are. You're crazy liberal, Phil.
Stop that, Phil. No, bro, we're debating and you got to jump to this, bro. I'm cooking you so hard that you got to jump to, bro. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, bro. No, you're crazy. No, you're crazy. You're actually crazy, and this is why you need to be deplatformed, bro. No, you're crazy. There's something wrong with you. Like, genuinely, there's something wrong with you. Dude, we're in the middle of a debate, and you just start, like, no, bro, like, dude, stop! Dude, I can't do this no more.
Chandler, thank you so much for the $20 donation over on Venmo. I want to see 200 Chandler W's down below in that comment section. Chandler with a $20 says, "Is Phil trying to figure out the hypotenuse or something?" Thank you for the $20, Chandler. Let's get to it at Chandler W's. Emily, thank you for the $25 donation, who says, "This boy giving Creed a bad name. He's more than 6 foot from the edge. Stupid Phil." Thank you for the $25, Emily. Let's get 250 Emily W's. Thank you, Emily and Chandler. You guys are awesome. Wayne Dithers, thank you for the $5. Alex, thank you for the 15, who says, "Dean, I love you and everything that you do." Oh, dude, thank you. Alex, show some love to Alex. Thank you so much. You were very kind. Abby with the $4 and the 20 cents says, Phil. This guy, Phil, is why I'm high. Dude, Abby's in the clouds. And then Austin, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you so much for that love, Austin. Keith with the $2 says, "Corn Phil." John with the $10. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you so much, John. Show some love to John. And by the way, I completely agree with your evaluation there. And then Joseph, thank you for the $25 for having the patience to put up with these asshats. Thank you, Joseph. I want to see 250 Josephs. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And then Michael, thank you so much for the $20, who says, "As a business, I'm so glad that last guest outed himself as a quote-unquote content creator so that I will never use his business." Yeah, I hope nobody ever uses his business again. Thank you for the $20, Michael. And then Karen, thank you for the $10. Once again, calling that last guest awful. Bro, he sucks so much. I appreciate you guys so much for all the love. Show some love to all of our donors over there in Venmo. Appreciate you guys so very much. On PayPal, thank you so much, Madeline, for the $10.
Shut up!
What?
You're talking and talking and talking, and you never shut up, bro. All you do is blabber. That's all you do, bro. You flap your lips all day long about donations that nobody gives a damn about, buddy. Like, will you stop?
Come on, we're in the middle of a debate, and you're sitting here and you're disrespecting me for what?
I never understand why people say that nobody gives a damn about the words that leave my mouth.
Nobody!
When we have 22,000 live viewers.
Bro, they're all bots. You bot your viewers, bro. It's cool. Thanks, bro.
The Jordan Center and IPSOS did a poll on the people's favorite influencers, and I came fourth of the top Democratic influencers, excluding politicians, behind Susan Hambert, I think was her name, CNN anchor, and then Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel. But nobody cares?
No, yes, nobody cares, bro. You bought your viewers. It's fine.
Did I buy that poll too?
Yeah, I bet you did. I mean,
but I thought that IPSOS was reliable.
Bro, I bet I don't even know what the hell that is, but it's not reliable.
Because you don't do research. If you ever did research,
you're paid by the DNC, buddy, and that's why you're on that.
Oh my god. Okay, this guy's just nuts. Hey, shut up, buddy. Thank you, Brian, for the galaxy. Well, I continue to thank my donors. Madeline, thank you for the $10. Sammy, thank you for the Desert Cooper. I really appreciate you, Sammy. Madeline with the 10 says, can you please check out hashtag Project Save America, hashtag Project Save Humanity, and help us spread the word? I'll check it out. I will check that out, Madeline. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. As well as Sarah, thank you for the $9. I appreciate you. Who says, I sent $9 specifically because it's been 9 years since I was assaulted. Hearing you supporting and believing women makes a difference. Thank you so much, Sarah. And I'm so sorry to hear that happened to you. I really appreciate you for the love. Thank you so much. Same thing to you, Jesse. Thank you for the $5. And holy fuck, Christopher, thank you so much for the $100 on PayPal. I want to see 1,000 Christopher W's. That is crazy. Thank you so much, man. Christopher with 100 says, Dean, here's a gift again. I enjoy your debates. You give me talking points when I get into this discussion with people. These Trump supporters just toss rape aside. They just don't get a victim and doesn't want to come out immediately because they're fucking crazy. I mean, look at this Trump supporter. He can't even hold himself back from screaming, shut up, and calling all the viewers fake because he's nuts. He's lost his goddamn mind. Thank you for the $100, Christopher. I want to see 1,000 Christopher W's. Thank you. I appreciate you. As well as Zumba, thank you for the $10. Jade, thank you for the $10 saying beep beep boop, I'm a bot. Thank you so much, Jay. And then Zumba with the 10 says, I thought he said he went to therapy for his anger issues. Hashtag Phil. Clearly he did it, quite frankly. Thomas, thank you for the $30. He says, here, I thought that we were making progress. I feel like we could have saved him. Oh, well, it quickly went off the rails, Thomas. But thank you for the $30. Let's get 300 Thomas W's. And then Ben with the 20 Canadian dollars who says, is this guy like Francis from Deadpool? It's like he's so mad that somebody found his name. No, he's just always pissed, bro. That's Phil. And then Meow, thank you for the $20. He says, Phil can't think his brain is being suffocated by the million beanies he's wearing right now. Yeah, maybe if he took the million beanies off, he'd be able to think a little bit better.
It's not
too much pressure, man. And then Kitty, thank you so much for the $50 on Super Chat. Let's get 500 Kitty W's. Kitty with a 50, thank you. Says, hello, Dean Withers. Thank you for spreading your knowledge all over us and filling us up with awareness. Sending love from Arizona. Thank you so much for the love, Kenny. You are awesome. W's for Kenny down below in that chat. As well as Tori, thank you for the $50 as well, who says, tell this man-child to stop being so emotional. Hey, man-child, calm down. As well as Reverend, thank you for the $10. You are awesome. And then Angelina with the 28 Canadian dollars, who says, hey, Dean, just checking in. As much love as always. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a great day, Angelina. Thank you for the 27 Canadian dollars. And then Feisty with the $10 says, Phil, I'm real. All of the bots are just coming out in action.
No, dude, stop, bro. Can we have some damn respect? Some damn respect, bro, please. Come on, man. You gotta have some sort of respect on this damn live stream, and you don't, bro. All you do is come on here and just call me the P word for what? Are you entertained from this or something?
Well, bro. The thing is I don't even do so intentionally with malice.
No, yes, you do.
No,
my name is obviously right here, and you can't read, obviously.
I'm legit trying to tell you. I'm being honest. I'm not even trolling. I don't even call you Phil with intentional malice. It just
look at my name.
It just so happens to be.
Can you read this right here?
Listen, I was actually having a good debate with you, and then we kind of got derailed by this.
Because you called me the P word!
Alright, I want to try to change your mind, dude. If you could respond to the last point that I made, I'd really appreciate that.
I don't even know your last point!
My last point was that you said that if Donald Trump raped somebody, he should be in jail. Then you accept that he did rape somebody. And then you also said that, well, he can't be president if he's in jail. Well, then given that you think he should be in jail, then you wouldn't support him as president. We were just really close. We were just really, really close to having you convert.
Bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, dude, like, no, you're just calling me the P word, and now I'm distracted, and now I can't even process thinking now.
It's fine. Take a moment. Calm down.
No, because then I have to listen to you read donations for an hour, bro. No. Like, dude, I'm really just so riled up right now, and you don't understand, bro. Like, I'm just so, like,
Hey, kid.
Dude.
One could say that you're frustrated.
What are you smiling for, bro? Nothing here is funny. Like, dead ass. Like, bro, I'm actually trying to fucking have a debate, and you just can't fucking have any respect, and it's fucking annoying.
Fucking?
Stop fucking smiling, bro. I'm not.
Tina, thank you for the Falcon. I appreciate you, Tina.
Shut the hell
Show
up,
some
bro.
love to Tina down below for the Falcon. I appreciate you.
The Falcon is not funny, bro.
Falcon? Funny? Not funny?
Will you have some damn respect on this fucking life? Like,
On the fucking?
now where were we, bro? What is funny? Like, dead ass, what is funny?
Oh, nothing. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to the debate. Where we were at was as follows. You accepted Trump raped Eugene Carroll. You accepted rapists should be in jail. And you accepted Trump should be in jail. And you also accepted that if he's president, he can't be in jail. So because you think he should be in jail, and that can't happen if he's president, then you'd accept that he shouldn't be president.
No, he should be president because he
So then
is
rapists shouldn't
good
be in
for the
jail?
country. Should he be in jail?
No, you said, well, if he should be president, then rapists shouldn't be in jail.
No, they should be in jail. They should
But
actually
this is a contradiction. You cannot simultaneously believe that this rapist should be out of jail while also believing that this rapist should be in jail, right? Also, I'm sorry, I just got a little bit distracted in the middle of that sentence. Somebody paid for a bot to send a bunch of accounts to spam Trump for the win in the comment section. They are all bot accounts, everybody. And to the person who bought those bots, thank you, because the more comments that we get on the live stream, the more it shoots out of far and across that For You page, meaning the more people we'll be able to bring in here and the more minds we'll be able to change. So thank you for spending money on something that will only help us change more minds. Go ahead, Phil.
Fucking stop!
Oh my god, I didn't even do it intentionally! I didn't even do it intentionally!
No!
I didn't even, no, I didn't! I didn't do it intentionally! I'm not trolling! I did not do it, okay. I did not do it. No, I don't want to derail it! I don't want to derail it again! On God, I didn't do it intentionally. No, I'm not lying. On God, I'm not lying.
You're lying! Why would you call me that?
No, I'm sorry. No, I don't want this to happen again.
Do?
I don't want this to happen again. Just respond to the points that I made about the debate.
What did I ever do?
You didn't do anything. I'm sorry. Just respond to the points that I made about the debate, please.
I've never done anything to you ever. All I've done is come up here and have debates, and I've had actual respect for you, bro.
Dude, listen, I actually didn't mean to do that. Like, listen, okay, clearly at other points in the conversation, okay, I did intentionally call you Phil to like get a rise out of you. Clearly, right? But that I didn't intentionally call you Phil.
You're doing it on purpose, bro.
No, I actually not that time. I didn't.
You literally are, and I actually can't do this.
I know that it derails the debate. I don't want to derail the debate because I have you in a position where you essentially have to concede your support for Trump. I don't want to distract from that.
You obviously don't. Obviously, I'm beating you in the debate because you just keep on calling me this fucking word that I just can't get out of my head. Like, why? Why do you guys do this shit to me? Every single one of you guys on this live shit doing it. Fuck no, I'm done.
He left? Okay. Bye, Phil. I did it again. See, I'm telling you, it's not intentional. If I did that intentionally, then like why would I? He's not even on the panel. Like I just like straight up like his name is Phil, dude. We're gonna go ahead and get the next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president, please and thank you. He's gone. He ran away. That's unfortunate too because I feel like we were right there. We had him on the edge. We could change his mind. Poor Phil. All right, let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA, please and thank you. Here we go, everybody. Let me know how your day's been so far down below in that comment section for all of the lovely friends we got hanging out with us in here. We got Rob loaded up right now. We'll also try to get some other people loaded in because, quite frankly, it doesn't look like Rob is connecting. So, Rob, I hope you have a great rest of your day there, man. We got Jackson loading up in. I guess it is probably time that we put the rules back up on the screen, too. In order to join, you got to be 18 plus, American and MAGA. Those are the rules. Don't break them. All right. Jackson isn't loading in.
I love Trump. I really love Donald J. Trump, and I'm ready to debate you this time for real. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm actually not going to immediately kick you. Fish Girl,
I'm ready, Dean Withers.
Listen.
I'm ready.
You piss me off. Can I tell you why?
Excuse you. Excuse you.
You piss me off. I want to tell you why.
Excuse you, Dean Withers.
Because you've been coming up here, you've been pulling some little stunts, and then you go and post the recording on your TikTok, and you get like 300,000 views.
You're mad. You're mad. You're mad.
But it's just like, it's like every time. Like, but there's just like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's brain rot. It's just straight brain rot. Like,
because I'm in it, and
you come up here, you say that you support Trump, and then I'm like, oh no, you don't. You're Fish Girl. You don't support Trump, and then you post it, and then it gets 400,000 views. Like, why?
Because I made you. I'm giving you a platform. Are you ready to debate now, Dean Withers?
Are you ready to get banned now, Fish Girl?
No, please don't.
She turned into a pterodactyl. Okay, we got Gary loaded up in right now. Gary! It's loading in. Care Bear! What's up? Do you support Trump? Well, I don't think Gary is here, but we can hear him driving in the background, so we're going to go ahead and kick him out, quite frankly. Only up inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Please make sure that you are following the rules of the live. Thank you for following the rules of the live. Why don't we go ahead and put them up on that middle of the phone screen? Thank you. By the way, if you do want to support the live and support me, you can find my Venmo, PayPal, Linktree in the bio on TikTok, Ben Message on YT, and right there, Dean Withers without the E. Great way to get a message across. Great way to ask a question. We do have a couple people to thank, but I want to make my main priority right now just trying to get the next guest loaded up in here. Perfect. Yorkie, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
That is not Yorkie. Yorkie, I said. Do you support Trump? Yorkie's not here. Now you support Trump?
I do, because he's never gonna give you up, never gonna let you.
Get out of here. While we move on to the next guest, band, we got Emma Watson loading up into the box. Joseph, thank you for the $25 on Venmo to call Phil again. Well, unfortunately, I can't because because Phil is gone. Joseph, thank you for the $25, man. I really appreciate you for that love. Let's get 250 Joseph W's down below. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Joseph. Before we thank the rest of the people, let's just make sure that Emma's of age and MAGA. Hi, Emma. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Is this like
this is Emma? This is Emma's mother. She wanted me to call. She was like, I want you to call in and talk to him. And she's sitting here with me. But this is her mom. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Before we hop into the debate, I just need to quickly type something out on the screen. So, unfortunately, like, I don't like that this happens. But sometimes when I'll have guests up here, like some of the viewers will like go to their accounts and say really nasty things. So I'm just going to put a message up on the screen saying that, like, I am not debating the account owner. I'm debating the mother of the account owner.
Okay.
I'm debating mom of the account. Don't harass. She left. Okay, chances are either the mom accidentally swiped out and the daughter will catch that. And we'll see them back in the queue really soon. Or they got an age restriction really fast, and their account is just likely gone, and unfortunately won't be able to debate them. I'm hoping that it's option number 1, and that the mother of Emma will be back like momentarily, because the daughter's just going to start hearing some other random stream, and they'll still get, Mom, what did you do? She'll go grab the phone, see that it's no longer on this stream. She'll go back to the stream. She'll hop back in the queue, and we should see her in the next couple seconds. But the second option is unfortunately more likely. Oftentimes, even when like a minor will come up here to have their parent debate, even if it's just the parent talking, their account will get a live restriction because the account owner is underage. I'll keep an eye on the queue because I would really love to have that debate. Hi, welcome into Sport Trump.
What's up, man?
Hey, are you MAGA?
I am MAGA. My mom's MAGA too.
Okay, are you guys driving?
Yeah, we're driving. Can you hear us?
I can. Unfortunately, I can't have you on the live while you're driving, just because of TikTok terms of service. Now, if you want to re-request when you're not driving, I'd love to talk to y'all. Seriously, that'd be a lot of fun. So feel free to just hop back inside that queue when you're not driving. We'd love to chat. Jason, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, man. I just saw that came through. I appreciate you. Steven, thank you for the $2 who says, is Phil crying? I think so. And then Zach, thank you for the $50 donation, man. I really appreciate you. That is ZAC. Zach, thank you so much for that love, brother. That is insane. That is so much fucking money. I'm so very grateful for you. Zach with the $50 says, for the words coming out of your mouth. Well, thank you so much, man. I hope that you're enjoying today's stream, and I hope that you can continue to enjoy it, because we still have a while on here. Show some love to Zach down below in that comment section. I really appreciate you so very much, man. Thank you, Zach. And then Ben, thank you for the 5. Caleb, thank you for the 5. Nal, thank you so much for the 1. And then Suzanne, thank you for the $25, who says, Dean is your favorite teacher fan. It is your favorite teacher fan. Keep on cooking these crazy ass Trump supporters. Suzanne, it's good to see you. And thank you for being a teacher as always. You are so very important for the next generation. Thank you for the $25. Show some love to Suzanne and Zach. And then Emily, thank you for the $4.20. Hell yeah. Sarah, thank you for the $5 from the Army of Bots. Heather, thank you for the $5. Sean, thank you for the $5. And then Alex with the $10, quote unquote, for Momo. Make sure it finds her way to Momo. And then Ashley, thank you for the $25. She says, please tell Phil to calm down. By his party's ideology, we don't get to decide how we identify. He is Phil, and he should be proud of it. Well, Phil isn't here anymore because he could not calm down and ran away crying. But I appreciate you for the $25 donation nonetheless. And then Joseph sent a $25 donation as well for quote-unquote making Phil scream. God damn it, you guys hate him. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I appreciate you, but that's intense. Thank you for the $25, Joseph. And then Holly, thank you for the 5. And Crystal, thank you for the 5. Look at that. We're all caught up over there in Venmo. I appreciate you guys. Hey, welcome in. Do you support Trump, Connor?
Hey, Dean. Happy 420, man. This blinker's for you.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. All right. We're going to go to get them up here. Their name is Suzanne. I think they're a troll. Let's see. Suzanne might be a troll. Okay, probably is a troll. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see, folks.
Hello, Dean.
Age?
I am 61.
Terrible. You couldn't even like try to make yourself sound a little bit older. Got that vocal rasp. You know, you gotta put that vocal rasp on it. You gotta make it sound like you've been smoking a goddamn darn pack of cigarettes since you were 12 during the Great Depression.
Hi,
welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Nah, I don't support Trump.
Base, but banned, because we're just looking to talk to Trump supporters. All right, guys. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. Please do follow the rules. I'd really appreciate that. Here we go. Still looking for that next guest. Not too many Trump supporters today, you guys. They're all going away. Based. Carla, thank you for the $20 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you. Who says, genuinely curious, why did you not play the clip of Trump talking about Lindsay Lohan when she was like 17? It was so gross. Thank you for all that you do. Can you share that with me, Carla? Can you share a link with that of that to me, please? Thank you for the $20, by the way. I really appreciate you. That is CARLA. Show some love to Carla down below in the comment section. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love. Same thing to you, Madison. Thank you for the $10. Who says you're truly what keeps me so educated in politics. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you. That's awesome, Madison. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching the stream, staying educated, and I really appreciate you for supporting me in what we do. Alex, thank you for the $10. Not gonna lie, Alex just shit on Phil. Gary, thank you for the $10. Gary also just shit on Phil. Phil's gone now, so I'm just gonna say shit on Phil. I appreciate you guys. Then Jacob, thank you so much for the 5. Elizabeth, thank you for the 5. And Anna, thank you for the $5 as well. Look at that. We're all caught up. Welcome into Sport Trump. Miss Luna, you have 3. Oh, hi. Do you support Trump? Miss Luna? What was Miss Luna saying? I couldn't really hear them. I hate to be that guy. I heard, and I quote, "I'm stroking." I mean, I really hope that I misheard them. I hope I misheard them. I really hope that I misheard them. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next guest. Hi, welcome in. Do you support Trump?
Bro, Dean, you good in the hood, my brother. You good in the hood. Just know that.
Appreciate you, dude. You have a good rest of your day, bro. You have a good rest of your day. Appreciate you for coming up here. You take care. All right, let's gotta get that next guest loaded up into the box, folks. We're looking for that next MAGA asshole. Not too many of them left, folks, which, by the way, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing not too many of them are left. Let's gotta get that next guest up here. Hey, welcome to Sport Trump.
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
19? What, you born in?
06.
Oh, it's just, okay, you come up here every day on a new account. Why?
All right, so let me tell you why I'm so obsessed with you, dude.
I appreciate you for the $20 over on Super Chat. Yes. Sunflower, let's get 200. Sunflower W's down below in that comment section for the $20 Super Chat, who says, I love listening to you debate while I cook and work. You remind me of my son, who has all the compassion and intelligence you have. Much love. Oh, I bet your son is awesome.
Your fans
I appreciate
my
you for
girlfriend.
the $20 Sunflower. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sunflower.
Your fans texted my girlfriend, and her bio, she was in my bio, and now they're telling her that I am a fascist. I support the H guy, and literally she's mad at me right now, Dean. You know how much time, how long I've been dating my girlfriend for, and your fans fucking ruined up my fucking relationship? I spent a fucking dime on that girl, and you guys are fucking lying.
Honestly, if you're crying over the fact that you spent money on her, so you're mad that you lost your quote-unquote investment, then maybe you deserve to lose her.
I can't handle this.
Like, I hate to be that guy, but if the thing that you're sad about isn't losing her because of her personality, but is rather losing her because of the money that you spent on her, she's, like, unfortunately going to be better off without you.
But why am I a fascist just because I'm a Trump supporter? My relationship is fucking ruined because I'm a Trump supporter. Why can't we just respect both party lines?
Oh, so she broke up with you because, okay, so let me guess. What happened was people... Listen, let me speak.
It's not
speak.
Okay. I'm mentally not okay right now.
All right, buddy, just let me speak. So here's what I'm hearing. All right, so people sent DMs to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
They said, oh, your boyfriend's a fascist Nazi. She then went to you. She asked you, well, why are these people DMing me that you're a fascist Nazi? Are you actually a Nazi? And you're like, no, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a fascist. And they were just texting you that because I'm a Trump supporter. And then she left you not because she's convinced you're a fascist Nazi, because that's what people DM'd her, but rather she left you because you admitted to her that you're a Trump supporter.
All I just said is I supported his policies, and now we're in a whole situation. And I tried talking to her, saying, you know, I'm not like an America First Nick fan. I'm just an average conservative. Right. And your fans just keep harassing her.
Right. Well, what I say is clearly I disavow people like harassing your girlfriend. Clearly I disavow people.
Can you talk to her privately?
Listen, just listen to me. Clearly I disavow people harassing your girlfriend. Clearly I disavow people DMing your girlfriend even. I don't think that the girlfriends of the people I'm debating should be getting DMs, okay? I just, like a spam of DMs. Like, okay, I don't condone that. But what I will say here is it doesn't sound like she left you because of what she was DM'd.
No.
It sounds like she left you. No, you're interrupting me. It doesn't sound like she left you because of what she was DM'd. It sounds like she left you because you're a Trump supporter.
But why?
This is what we call the find out stage.
But your grandmother is a Trump supporter, and you guys love each other. That's your family. So why can't I love her the same way she loved me?
You're right.
Just because I'm a Trump supporter
you're right. I do love my parents, even though they're Trump supporters.
Okay.
And I do spend time with my parents, even though they're Trump supporters. Okay, so I do try my very best to maintain a healthy and productive relationship with my parents, even though they're Trump supporters. And fuck it, we do have a healthy and a productive relationship, even though they're Trump supporters. But do I have an obligation to maintain a healthy and productive relationship with my parents, even though they're Trump supporters? No. I do it even though I don't have an obligation to. And I do it because they do that for me too, okay? There's so many circumstances of MAGA parents just disowning their children because they don't agree with them politically. Okay, but when my parents figured out that I disagree with them politically, although they're Trump supporters, and I completely disagree with that, one thing that I really admire and respect in both of them is that they still love me regardless of the fact that I'm not a Trump supporter. And they're very proud of me and the success that I see in my life, regardless of the fact that that success is predicated on convincing other people to not be Trump supporters. All right? But that bears no relevance towards your relationship with your now ex-girlfriend, because there's no obligation to maintain a relationship with somebody that's a Trump supporter. Why the fuck do you think that she should be obligated to stay in a relationship with a man that supports a president who supports states taking her right to access healthcare away from her? Why the fuck should she be obligated to stay with a man that supports a rapist as president, a rapist of another woman just like her? Okay? Why the fuck should she be obligated to stay in a relationship with a man that supports policy that has been hell-bent on disavowing any statement uttered by any woman directed in an allegation against any man? Like, clearly, all right, women have good reason to break up with men who support Trump. Women have good reason to kind of move on and try to find better. All right, I'm not saying that every woman that's in a relationship with a Trump supporter should leave tomorrow. Okay, that's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is that if every woman who's in a relationship with a Trump supporter wanted to leave them tomorrow because they're a Trump supporter, so be it. It is within their autonomy to make that decision, and I will not crucify them for such.
But Dean, when she called me after I got off your live, she was saying, I'm getting these DMs of people saying that I support the H guy. And when it came to the topic, me and you talked about abortion yesterday. And all I just said is
clearly
that
once again, I disavow the DMs, but I don't disavow your girlfriend for leaving you, because it doesn't seem like it was about the DMs.
So you think my girlfriend should leave me because I think that every child has the right to live? No,
yeah, I absolutely think that your girlfriend is well within her right to leave you if you're pro-life. In fact, that could personally be impactful on her own future. Because what if you impregnate her and then she wants to go get an abortion, but now all of a sudden the boyfriend or the husband that she does genuinely love is doing everything in his power to convince her that her body is owned by him, right? And then on top of the ideological influence that you may have over her due to the fact that she loves you, she's completely well within her right to walk up and leave now. So that hypothetical never becomes real. Maybe if you want to be more appealing in the quote unquote sex market, okay, well then don't hold to beliefs in which women despise, being pro-life for very clear reasons. Toxic masculinity in MAGA is not only harmful to women, but it is also harmful to the men in which uphold toxic masculinity and believe Trump is a good president, because then no woman wants to be with you.
Well, I'm fine. Like if a woman is raped, she should have an abortion, and I was talking to her about that, but she didn't understand the concept. I said, if the mother's at risk, go ahead and have that abortion. But other than that, keep the child. And she's Christian, by the way. She watches your content, and I'm just like disappointed that we couldn't just talk it out instead of her.
You don't think people should have the ability to quote unquote talk out abortion because you think it should be illegal, end of story. No amount of talking will ever change it. It doesn't matter how much she talks to you, okay? When you think that it should be illegal, there's no room for talking. In states where abortion is banned, okay, a woman can't talk her way into getting one, okay? That's not how the law works.
But Dean, I don't have nothing against you. It's just that right now, me and her, I've been dating her for 3 years now, and I just felt like that your conversation, it was a good conversation yesterday, but that doesn't bring your fans going and harassing her and calling me the H guy. I mean,
listen, clearly I disagree with people calling you Hitler because you're pro-life. All right, Dean, clearly I disagree with people calling you a Nazi because you're pro-life.
What do I do? what do I do now?
Okay, well, yeah, you explore the reasons why you're pro-life. You understand that they're misleading, and you adopt a better worldview.
And she's a Democrat. I say, you know what? It's fine.
All right, bro. Womp. Come on, get out of here. We're gonna move on to the next guest because we want to debate. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. Okay, and for the people watching, please don't call people Nazis because they're pro-life. Okay, listen. The abstraction of morality to immorality is not not binary. You're not a 0 or a 1. You're not Jesus or Hitler. Okay, just because people are pro-life, admittedly, which is bad. Okay, you shouldn't be pro-life. That doesn't make you a Nazi. Welcome in. Do you support Trump?
No, I'm sorry. I've been following you and your stream, and I think you're awesome. And I wanted to tell that guy.
I really appreciate you, and I really hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Right now, we are just looking for Trump supporters. Plus, I could barely hear you because your mic was a little bit muffled, but I hope you have a good rest of your day. Please, only up inside of that queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'd really appreciate that. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. We're going to go to put the rules on that live screen. You have to be 18 plus American MAGA. Thank you. All right, here we go. Moving on to the next guest. By the way, guys, let me know how your day's been so far down below in the comment section. British says Dean is balding. Lol. I'm actually not. I'm on medication. I am on meds to prevent myself from balding. Look at me. Look at me. I'm on meds to prevent myself from balding. Oh, a bunch of people are saying good. Oh, that's great. Happy 420, folks. Hi, do you support Trump?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, do you support Trump?
I do.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, you want to have a little bit of a conversation about it and shit?
Yes, I do. Okay, I'm just going to start off. I don't sound smart like you debaters and stuff like that. And I don't have all the big words, and I get kind of anxious talking about this stuff, but I did want to kind of come.
I speak really fast, and I use a lot of big words. I'll try to slow it down and not use a bunch of big words. I understand. One thing I want to call out real quick, and this is why I'm interrupting you, is because you're in a car. I can hear that because of the acoustics. I can't have you on the live if you're driving that car. It doesn't sound like you're driving it. I just thought I'd let you know.
No, I'm just I'm parked. I'm getting my nails done after this, so.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. I have a couple people to thank. I don't know how much time you have. Is it okay if I just take a moment to thank a couple of the donors of the stream?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. I appreciate you. Jay, thank you for the $20 donation on Venmo. Let's get 200 JWs. I appreciate you. Jay with the 20 says, thank you for doing what you do. Supporting people who have a harder time getting their message across is so important. Good streamer. Thank you, Jay. You are awesome. Thank you for the kind words. Shout out to Jay. Todd, thank you for the $10 who says, did Parker listen to Metallica yet? Probably not. That's still crazy to me. He didn't know Metallica. Yikes. Hunter, thank you for the $10 who says, Dean, what the actual shit tonight? Bro, tonight's crazy. Is it a Monday? I bet it's a Monday because we always have the crazies on Mondays. It's legit a thing. It's actually a thing. Every Monday is insane. Shelby, thank you for the $10. She says, my cats Faye and Franny want to give Momo a gift. Thank you for the $10. And I bet Momo would say thank you too. Inga, thank you for the $15. She says, been a while since I've sent anything, but thank you for keeping us informed. I hope you're doing well. I remember you. Thank you for the $15. You were very kind. Then James, thank you for the $10. Who says, thank you for the daily entertainment and debates. Thank you, James. Shout out to you, man. And then Acacia, thank you for the $30 donation on Venmo. Acacia, you are awesome. Thank you so much for the love and support. You are so cool. I appreciate you for the $30. Acacia with the 30 says, okay, can we please get to the story on Fish Girl and this Phil character? What's going on, KC? KC, they're nuts, all right? There's no story to be had there. They're just crazies. I appreciate you for the $30. And then AJ, thank you for the 1. And Abby, thank you for the $4 and the 20 cents. We're all caught up on there. On Super Chat, thank you, T, for the $20. Who says, at caller, if your relationship is ruined because random people texted your girlfriend from the internet and she's believing them over you, it's not a strong relationship to begin with. The heck is this argument? Also a pretty fair point. That's why I said I don't think it's the messages that she received that got her to break up with him. It's what he responded by saying, oh, no, I'm not a Nazi. I'm just a Trump supporter. And then Reverend, thank you for the $10 as well. I appreciate you, Reverend. On PayPal, I think that we do have just a couple people to thank. Let's see here. Carla, thank you for the $10. You were awesome. Thank you, Carla. Who says, here is the link from 2004. I was wrong. She was 18, but still gross. Thank you, Carla. I'll check it out. Olivia, thank you for the $10. Who says, hey, Dean, taking a toke for you and Momo. Happy 420 from Liv and Courtney. Shout out to Liv and Courtney. Thank you guys for the $10 and enjoy 420. Hell yeah. And then Michael, thank you for the $6. And then Jaina, thank you so much for the $14 donation. Thank you so much, Jay. I'm going to call you Jay so I don't butcher your name. name. That is crazy kind of you. Thank you for the love and support, Jay. Jay with the $40 says, MAGA men say that politics shouldn't affect a relationship, but they always hide their politics from potential partners. There's a reason for that. They know a woman will walk out if they discover that they're a Trump supporter because MAGA is terrible for women's rights. Bro, preach it on God. Listen, like I said, MAGA and toxic masculinity is not only bad for women, but it's also bad for the men because then the women don't want them in. Okay? Don't uphold toxic masculinity. Don't uphold beliefs that hurt women. It's bad for everyone. Thank you for the $40, Jay. Same thing to you, Jason. Thank you for the $20 who says, what med is this for balding, Dean? Finasteride and minoxidil. I get them from Hims. Thank you for the $20, Jason. And then we have one last person to thank. I appreciate you for your patience, Maddie, and then the mic and the floor will be yours. This comes in from Q on PayPal. Dude, thank you so much, Q, for the $100 donation. I just, dude, bro, fucking hell. From the bottom of my heart, Q, thank you so much for the love. I want y'all to show some love to Q in that comment section because that is just nuts. Thank you, Q. Show some love to Q down below. I really appreciate you. Show some love to Q. Thank you so very much for the love and support. Q with $100, just going to pull up their message. Says, as a conservative. Oh, interesting. Thank you, Dean, for helping me see things from a different perspective. I've genuinely learned a lot from you. Q, why do you still consider yourself conservative? I mean, it sounds like you're open-minded. I love that. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for the love and support. I feel like maybe if you shared the reasons with me why you still consider yourself conservative, that I'd be able to change your mind. I'd be able to get you on that progressive left. But I really appreciate you. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for the love and support. If you want to continue to support the live stream, you can find the Venmo and the PayPal in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. Pin message on YT. And right there, Dean Withers without the E. Now, Maddie, I appreciate you for your patience. Go ahead and take it away and tell us about your MAGA.
So I'm just my belief is you work for, I'm so sorry, I just got a hate comment. So
One second, before you go ahead, can you guys not like drop hate comments on their page? Like the first thing I'll say here is like clearly when we have people up here that are just being like terrible and saying that like, oh, like it's funny to make fun of rape victims, you know, just like being like just like an atrocious person. Okay, right, you fuck around, you find out. Those are the natural consequences of your speech on the internet. I genuinely discourage it, but I don't care in those circumstances. Right, but Maddie hasn't really said anything. All right, like I don't want to discourage her from having her mind changed. If Maddie starts saying, you know, like fuck rape victims, you know, let's make sexual predators president. You fuck around, you find out. I discourage it, but who cares, right? But until then, let's just, you know, hold off. But go ahead, Maddie.
Okay, so I'm conservative because I believe in what's kind of happening with the world right now. Like, I agree with certain things that are happening and the way that money's coming back to us. But I do want to say I am a rape victim. It has happened to me. I've gone through that process. I'm still going through that process to this day. It's a very hard thing. I really hate anybody who has anything negative to say about anybody who's been through something traumatic like that in their life. But I don't agree with the morals in place that the left does have. Because, for example, yesterday I was at work. I work a server job. I'm just a college student, right? Going through school. And this, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to be disrespectful, but this thing, it was a man dressed as a woman, came in with a fake pregnant belly. Okay.
Okay. So it's a rule of thumb. It's derogatory to call people things. So like, instead of saying this thing walked in, you could say this person walked in.
Okay.
Can you understand how it's derogatory to call people things?
Yes, but I just don't know if I call it he or she or what. I'm not very.
Okay, if you don't know a person's pronouns, you don't call them an it, a thing. Just call them a person. Like it'd be grammatically correct in the structure of that sentence to say this person walked in.
We're focusing on that too much. But this person walked in. It was a man pretending to be a woman with a wig and a fake pregnant belly. Okay. Sitting there rubbing its belly, waiting for it to get sat down. And where I work, there's a lot of very like Hicks, Republican, just redneck hillbillies, and it just.
I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. See, I see the chat says she's saying it. So you could say they.
Oh my gosh. Okay, they.
Like I'm like rolling your eyes. Oh my gosh, in me. People aren't things. People aren't its. People are person. If you don't know the pronouns, you can say they. Like clearly these are just like rules of respects. Okay, rules of respect that like we should all uphold. I don't listen. Like I don't care about your political affiliation.
But you're saying respect.
Like hopefully
you're saying respect.
Hopefully the right doesn't think I'm a snowflake by requesting you don't call people its. Like come on.
No, you're saying it's a respect thing, but that's such a disgrace to me and a disrespectful thing to me as a woman. Because how can a man with a fake pregnant belly walk into a restaurant and act and feel like they need to voice that they're pregnant when that's not a part of his anatomy?
So out of curiosity, how do you know that they're male, and how do you know that it was a fake pregnant belly?
He had a full-on beard, like a bearded 6'5" man with a pregnant belly.
Okay, so like you're saying like they were like just clearly a male. Okay, like I mean, like what I'd posit here is, you know, like how do we know that this wasn't, you know, like a female with PCOS, right?
You know, it was
right, and the reason why I'm asking these questions is because, like, as far as I'm aware, I've never seen or even like heard of a trans woman walking around with a fake pregnant belly. Like, I mean, can anybody like help me out here? Is this something that happens? Is something that anyone's ever heard of? Like,
that was the craziest shit I've ever seen. I'm not even gonna lie. Like that was brutal to me. But
yeah, like okay, so what I would say here, let me hop in here real quick. I have never seen or heard of a trans woman wearing a fake pregnant belly. What I would posit are a couple explanations. I don't think that one of those explanations would be is that they're trans. Okay, I would actually posit that is either a female with PCOS. Okay, or I guess it could be like a trans man, which is female to male. Okay, it could be a trans man possibly that genuinely was pregnant. Another option would be here is that's actually just a cis man that just got back from like a show or something, pulling a prank on friends. Like I would say that, you know, there's like a couple explanations here. I don't think one of those explanations is that is a trans woman, because I've never ever seen a trans woman walking around with a fake pregnant belly.
Okay.
Could be it's significantly more likely that is a cis man coming from a costume party, pulling a prank on friends, cis woman with PCOS, or maybe possible that it's like a trans man. I don't think it's possible that's a trans woman. Or it could have just been a beer belly. Could have just been a beer belly on a cis man. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, whatever they were doing, as a woman, I felt very disrespected, because even you as a man, you will never experience the things that we have to deal with, including like our menstrual cycles, all the different cycles we go through per month, and actually being pregnant and giving birth and doing all those things. And a biological man saying that he can do that or feel the need that he needs to walk around with a belly, because I 100% on everybody in my life, he 100% was a man pretending to be pregnant.
I think that you're just making a lot of assumptions there. Like you don't know that.
Well, okay. I feel like you're not trying to focus on my point I'm trying to make. You're focusing on
I'd assume that this relates to some greater point. My apologies. Go ahead.
Okay. So why does the left feel the need to do things like that when they biologically cannot be true? Like, that's something that will never happen. You will never be pregnant. You can never be pregnant. A man can never be pregnant. So why are they taking that away from women? Like, you're taking away our femininity. They're taking away our literal rights as women. Not our rights, but our literal being as a woman, to try to fulfill some fucked up fantasy in their head. Because it's all fake. All of these people are just mentally ill.
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, I mean, I just think that you're making a lot of assumptions that you couldn't demonstrate, right? You know, like, once again, you can't just say that this is the entirety of the left. Because I generally don't think that, you know, trans women wearing fake pregnant bellies is something in which is promoted inside of the trans community, right? You know, like, I'm open to, you know, of course, having my mind changed by a trans person telling me I'm wrong. Okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I feel like most trans people would agree that, like, inside of the trans community, right, you just don't really see trans women walking out in public with a fake pregnant belly on. Okay, and because that's something that you just don't see in the trans community, right, that's, like, not going to be a reasonable assumption for you to make that this is, like, therefore a trans woman with a fake pregnant belly. Okay, like I said, I think that there's a bunch of very viable possibilities here, right? Such as the issue that it's a cis man with a beer belly, cis man coming back from a costume show, cis man just fucking with his friends, or it could be a cis woman with PCOS that is pregnant. It could be a trans man that is carrying a baby because they're going through IVF because their wife can't carry a baby to term. Like, there's just about 1,000,000,001 different explanations there outside of them being a trans woman. On top of that, we also don't know their political affiliation. They could be on the left, they could be apolitical, they could be on the right, or they could just be, incoherent. But I mean, outside of that, it just doesn't really sound like any of this matters too much, at all. Like, it doesn't affect you, it doesn't affect me. I think that we shouldn't assume what's going on in that person's life. And then on top of that, if you really want to condemn and crucify a party that's disrespectful to women, we need to be looking at party leaders. I wouldn't say that looking at, like, a random American who you think is in affiliation with a political party, and then saying that this person is the representation of that political party is too fair. Okay, that's not fair at all. I can't just, like, look at all the white guys that shoot up schools with Nazi paraphernalia on their shirts that probably voted for Trump and say, oh, that's MAGA, a bunch of school shooters. Okay, like, that's unfair. So I don't think that you could say the same thing about your random assumptions about this person that you saw in the restaurant you work in. But when we look at the party leaders, the champions that the people applaud, well, what do we see on the right? I mean, we see people that are willing to defy Congress and break federal law to continue to lie about and illegally redact the names of rapists and child predators inside of the Epstein files. Okay, now that is really disrespectful and harmful on top of being disrespectful to women and girls. And it's not just the one bad apple argument. This is the leadership of the party. That matters. Or the fact that Donald Trump raped a woman. Okay, it's significantly worse for a man to rape a woman than to wear a fake pregnant belly. All right. And, well, shit, the GOP made him president and you actively support him. So the rest of the GOP is harmful to women and you're a hypocrite who's supporting harm to women while condemning some random possible dude that you saw, in the restaurant you work in. On top of, like, 1 billion other things too, with restricting access to abortion, infringement on human rights. That's worse than wearing a fake pregnancy belly. To making somebody president that is admitted to sexual exploitation and called it funny. That's worse than wearing a fake pregnancy belly. Do you get my point?
I do get your point, and you're right. There's bigger things to discuss. I just kind of... Can we move on to a different subject? Because I'm just not winning this one. I'm just going to be so honest.
Yeah. Well, after you answer this question, why don't you hold the same animosity that you do against this random person possibly wearing the fake pregnancy belly in the restaurant you work at towards the president?
I do hold animosity towards anybody who's any type of predator. I will never fully support them knowing things like that. But
would you ever make that possible man wearing the possibly fake pregnancy belly president?
Absolutely not.
So why would you make Trump the rapist president? Are you saying that it's worse to wear a fake pregnancy belly than to rape somebody?
There's something mentally wrong with people who believe they can be what they're not.
Okay,
it's like me saying I'm going to go be a fucking unicorn.
Is there something mentally wrong with rapists?
Oh, 100%.
All right, so you never make Trump president, right? Something mentally wrong with him.
Yeah, but he's doing in 1 year he's done more than what any president done in the past 20 years.
You legit just think, oh yeah, like it hurt us, right? Worst jobs report since 2003, most bankruptcies in manufacturing since 2010, exceedingly high unemployment, exceedingly high potentiality of another recession, exceedingly high layoffs, really just great for the country, exceedingly high gas prices. But I mean, that aside, when you sit here and you tell me that you never make a trans person president because they're mentally ill, by the way, that's not true. Okay, there isn't a single reputable institution in medicine or science in which considers being trans in itself a mental illness. But even if that was true, it's like, okay, well, when you tell me that you never make a trans person president for that reason, but you would make a rapist president regardless of that reason, okay, what that tells me is that you think it's worse to be like trans than to be a rapist. right? But then if you sit here and you say, oh, no, Dean, I think rape is worse than being trans, okay? Because clearly, like, the negation of that claim, the opposite of that claim is insane, right? Well, then you have to explain why you...
Dean, they're both on the same scale. They're both fucked
you're
up.
nuts.
I'm not even gonna lie, okay?
Wow. Wow, yeah, that's insane. I think that people should die for being rapists. You think that trans people should die?
No. Dean, whoa. You're like...
I mean, like, I just want to let you know, when you say that it's just as bad to be trans as it is to be a rapist, you are advocating for the genocide of trans people, okay? You are completely advocating for the genocide of trans people. 110%.
You're putting words in my mouth. I did not say that.
That's exactly what it is, because rapists should die, right?
No, absolutely not. Dean,
oh,
did you
okay.
not hear what
So there's like two views that people hold here. Either rapists should die, or rapists should be in jail in a deep dark hole until they die. All right. So when you sit here and you say that it's just as wrong to be trans as it is to be a rapist, and you hold on to like one of the two reasonable views, either they die or they sit in a hole until they die. Then you're saying like, what does this mean for trans people? It's just absolutely an advocation, okay, for the genocide of trans people.
You didn't say anything about any type of conviction. All I'm talking about is their mental health. Their mental state. And you said, do you believe that they're both on the same side of the are they both mentally ill? And I said yes. So where the hell did you get
So you're a nursing
student. Where the hell did you get that I want?
Because you said that they're on the same. So you said that they're on the same scale, okay? And when you said that they're on the same scale, I took that to mean more. I took that to mean moral wrongness.
No, mental wise. That's what I was on.
Perfect.
So I don't know where the hell you got that.
So what institution of medicine or science considers being trans to be a mental illness?
It's just a moral thing. Like, it's morally incorrect.
Okay, so then you're arguing that they're just as wrong morally?
Yes, very.
Okay, so then you are advocating for the genocide of trans people. Because now you're saying that rape is just as morally wrong as being trans.
Wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong.
So now you're saying all things are just equally as morally wrong as one another?
No, I'm saying what's wrong is wrong. What's right is right. Okay, in my mind, being trans and a man trying to be a woman is wrong. Okay.
Okay.
A man raping a woman is wrong.
So the issue with like the argument, oh, trans people are mentally ill, is because you first pre-assume your own definitions of the word man and the word woman. Okay, right. Like if we assume the definition of a man to be like an adult human male, and we assume the definition of the word woman to be an adult human female, and then you superimpose those definitions onto the experiences of trans people, and like you think that trans people are saying that like they're literally the opposite biological sex. Okay, all right. Well, that's like clearly not true. Okay. No, they're not the opposite biological sex. All right. So like they would be wrong for thinking that. Right. But when a trans woman says that they're a woman, they're not saying that they are an adult human female. Because they don't define woman to be portrayant of one's biological sex characteristics, but rather to be portrayant of a social construct. And that's like the really big issue with a lot of the rhetoric about trans people on the right, is that you just make all of these assumptions about trans people and which are totally false. I promise to you, when trans women say that they're women, they're not saying they're a female, okay? They're saying that they have the gender identity of a woman. They are
saying they're a female. They're going into our bathrooms. They're competing in our sports.
I could prove you wrong.
How is that not saying that you are trying to be a female?
I could prove you wrong, okay? Here's how I'm going to prove you wrong. Have you ever seen Matt Walsh's documentary, What's a Woman?
No, I haven't.
Okay, all right. Well, are you familiar with asking liberals what the definition of the word woman is and watching them get owned because they can't answer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, why can't many people? Why can't many low IQ? I guess not necessarily low IQ. That's rude. Why can't many more uneducated people on the left answer that question? Okay. Well, it's because they know that they think that being a woman is not a female because they think that being a woman is a part of a social construct. So the notion that liberals can answer what a woman is when you ask them. Okay, is what demonstrates that a lot of people that validate the gender identity of trans women don't think that being a woman means being a female, or else they just answer, oh, well, a woman is an adult human female, right? Like the reason I'm saying this to you is just to go on to show that when trans women say they're women, okay, when I say trans women are women, none of us are defining women the same way you are. So you can't just superimpose your definition onto what trans women mean when they say women. Because clearly, when a trans woman is calling themselves a woman, okay, you can't call them mentally ill for this because they're not literally saying that they're a female. They're saying that they have the gender identity of a woman. Now, if you want to disagree with gender with gender identity existing as a social construct, okay, I still disagree with you, and there's a debate to be had there. But that's a different disagreement than labeling trans people as mentally ill because you literally think they're calling themselves a female.
Somebody in the comments just said we need another word for women. This is how we know that this is getting way out of hand.
Can you debate me, not the comments?
Yeah. Got you.
Right. Just in summation, my point is, even if, all right, you disagree with the notion that gender is a social construct, this doesn't mean that trans people are mentally ill. Because trans women are not calling themselves females because they uphold a different definition of the word woman than you do.
A woman is a woman.
But due to the fact that trans women do not think the definition of the word woman is female, and they are therefore not calling themselves female, they're therefore not mentally ill. Even if you disagree with their definition of the word woman, even if you disagree with their definition of the word woman, you can't call them mentally ill.
A normal person's brain works. Their brain isn't working like it should be. They literally can't understand the word woman and the word man.
Okay.
Like,
all right. So you're saying that because they're not true of what is typical, then they are somehow ill. Okay. All right. Well, I have blue eyes. Only 1.7% of people have blue eyes. Do I have some physical illness because the color of my eyes is not true of the typical person?
if you walked around and said your eyes were green, people would look at you a little weird, no?
Okay, exactly. You're continuing to equivocate. If I told you that my eyes are green, I'd be telling you that there's something that is true of my biological reality that is not actually true of my biological reality. I'd be denying my own biological reality, right? And this is why you call trans women mentally ill. It's because you think when they call themselves a woman, they're calling themselves a female. They're therefore denying the biological fact that they're not a female, they're a male. But that's not what they're doing, because they don't define the word woman to mean adult human female. They define the word woman to be portrayant of a social construct rooted within abstractions of gender identity, right? So like when a trans woman says that they're a woman, they're not denying any biological reality. They're actually just explaining the biological reality that their phenotypical sex characteristics do not align with a perceived notion of their gender identity.
Okay, so let me bring up this point, still on the same subject, but as a nursing student in the healthcare, I get a lot of questions, and it's put into our curriculum of people coming in with different identities. They come in as male and they identify as women, and that's what we have to address them as, just professionally. And I do it because I want to help. I want to help kids. I'm going into pediatric nursing, and during my curriculum, even if they say that they are a man and they're a woman or opposite vice versa, we still have to treat them like they are biologically. You know, like there's nothing we can change about it. There's nothing we can do. What issues, because there's certain parts that a woman has and a man doesn't, you know, like physically healthy wise, like we can't, like we don't have the same bodily makeup. Like if they come in with, I don't know, I had a case I had to go over just for school. It was like a hypothetical one, but a transgender man came in, like from, they used to be a woman and are now saying that they are a man, came in and they had ovarian cysts. Okay, so how would you go about that? Would you treat them like a man that's supposed to have a prostate, or a woman that has like ovaries and fallopian tubes? Like can you understand where all of this could contradict itself in the healthcare?
Okay, well listen, no, there's nothing contradictory about this at all. Let me explain, okay? If a trans man that doesn't have ovaries comes into the ER claiming that they have ovarian cysts, what you do is you identify what their problem is, okay? You identify what's wrong with their biology, you identify what's wrong with like their anatomy and causing them this health problem, and then you help them fix it. People come into the ER all the time, every day, claiming that they have an issue that they might not actually have because they're not the medical health professional. Regardless if it's a trans man claiming that they have ovarian cysts even though they don't have ovaries, or Dean Withers going into the ER claiming that they're having a lot of pain in their heart, when in all reality, it's actually just damaged cartilage on my rib cage, which is true. All right. I claimed I had pain in my heart. Turns out I didn't, and then the people working at the ER were able to correctly determine that I had pain on the cartilage on my rib cage, okay? It is the goal of medical health professionals to help individuals identify what their medical health problems are, even if the individual was wrong about their own personal diagnosis. Because quite frankly, if random citizens were right about their own personal diagnosis of what their issue was, well then what the fuck would we need nurses for? We need nurses, and we need ER techs to properly diagnose the issues that patients have, regardless of what they think the issue is.
Yes. Yes.
Like on God. Like a trans man claiming that they, well, actually, trans men have ovaries.
No, you said it opposite when you were talking it back to me. A woman came in that's now identifying as a man. That's how I started it as.
Yeah.
So they
have ovaries.
Right, they did have ovarian
cysts.
cysts.
Wait. So you're saying that a trans man correctly identified the medical issue in which they were experiencing? What's the problem with that?
No. They came in with ovarian cysts, okay?
Okay.
But they said they don't have ovaries. They are a man. But how can...
So first and foremost, I'm sorry, all right? The vast majority of all trans people, okay, it's trans men, if they have ovaries, they know they have ovaries, okay? And the trans men who have ovaries that are saying they don't have ovaries, even though they do, okay, are likely experiencing a mental health problem that's not related to the fact that they're trans. Another thing, my sister works in an ER. Every single day, she is challenged with attempting to help people with extreme mental health issues, okay? And that is a very tough job. And she has had people go into the ER that have, tried to gnaw off their own arms, for instance, all right? So this hypothetical that you're asking me, what if a trans man were to come into the ER claiming that they don't have ovaries when they have an issue with their ovaries? Okay, that is just one of the billion hypotheticals of people experiencing mental illness, regardless if they are cis or trans, going into the ER while experiencing some mental illness.
You just admitted that they are mentally ill.
No, what I admitted to is that people can...
You just said they come in and they are mentally ill.
You literally can't track. I said that. What I said is that people can experience mental illness regardless of their cis or trans. I did not say that all trans people are mentally ill.
Okay. Yes, you didn't say that, but you did say that that person coming in was mentally ill to not understand his own body.
What I said was that there is a conceivable example of a trans man walking into the ER claiming that they don't have ovaries when in all reality that they do, that is experiencing a mental health issue, and that is likely the reason why you were asked this question preparing for being a nurse, because you experience individuals, cis or trans, with mental health issues every single day in the ER. That is just the experience of working in an ER is a lot of your patients, regardless of their gender identity, and regardless if their gender identity does or does not align with their phenotypical sex characteristics, are experiencing mental illness, are experiencing mental health issues. That's why you got asked that hypothetical question. In fact, good on that test for being inclusive of trans people, okay? Because it is important, okay, for the people that work inside of our ERs to know how to deal with the mental health complexities of cis people when cis people experience them, and to know how to deal with the mental health complexities of trans people when trans people experience them. Nobody is saying here that trans people are suddenly immune to mental health issues. The same way nobody is saying that cis people are suddenly immune to mental health issues. Both cis and trans people can experience mental health issues, and a lot of people that do experience mental health issues, regardless of their cis, of the fact that they're cis or trans, find their way to the ER. Why am I having to describe this to you? You should know this already. The only reason why I know this is because my sister works in an ER. You're the first-hand fucking source. You're a nurse. You should know all of this already.
Okay, I said I'm a nursing student, not a nurse. That's...
I just have a sister that works in the ER, and I know this.
I know all of it too, but I can't get back on what you're saying.
Then you shouldn't be in the medical field. You should change professions. Like, I'm not even joking. Switch majors. Like, if you don't think that you're equipped to, like, help patients if they're trans, or if they're trans and experiencing mental illness, okay, not because they're trans, but rather because you are going to equivocate that to them being trans, you shouldn't be in the medical health fields. I'm sorry. Like, if you genuinely cannot get my explanation of how trans people can experience mental illness and mental health problems unrelated to the fact that they're trans, then you shouldn't be in medicine. Right? For the same reason why generations of doctors that will think women are experiencing mental health problems because they're women, okay, shouldn't have been in medicine either. Black people are experiencing mental health problems or physical health problems because they're black people, shouldn't be in medicine. Like, if there's like any demographic that you can't understand the notion that they can experience mental or physical health problems unrelated to their demographic, you shouldn't be in medicine.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking about mental health of everybody. I'm talking about mental health of the transgenders.
Right, exactly. But, like, if a cis person were to come in with like a mental health problem, you're going to sit here and you're going to try to identify what's causing that mental health problem. You're going to try to help them, and you're going to try to help fix their ailment. You're not going to be like, oh, well, they're cis, therefore that's where their mental health problem is going to come from, because now you're excluding all of the other possible things in which could be causing that mental health problem. But see, the issue is, the reason why I'm saying you shouldn't be in the medical field is because what you're telling me here is that if a trans person came in with a mental health problem, you're not going to explore all of the possible hypotheses that may or may not fit with a diagnosis insofar as what is causing this issue. You're just going to jump to the conclusion that they're experiencing this mental health problem because they're trans. And that's inevitably going to lead to people getting subpar service that could kill them.
And that's you
that will leave them
putting
unserved.
words
Like,
in my mouth, and that's you creating like these delusional like situations in your head. You're not even talking about what I was talking about anymore, Dean. Like, what I'm saying, it was about the ovaries, about the person saying that they don't have ovarian cysts because they don't have ovaries when they do. I'm talking about transgender mental health. I know everything about mental health. Like, I've had to be trained in it. Like, I'm talking about the reason why they are mentally ill. Not everybody. Everybody has their own issues. Everybody has their own demons.
Listen, I'll answer that question for you. Okay, so if a trans man comes into the ER with ovaries, with ovarian cysts, but that trans man insists that he does not have ovaries, you first determine if that trans man is insisting that he does not have ovaries because maybe he underwent hormone replacement therapy and he's under the false impression that with hormone replacement therapy, it will make his ovaries disappear. Okay, let me finish speaking here. Okay, so now you've determined, okay, that the reason why this trans man thinks that he doesn't have ovaries is not related to a misconception of something that is true, such as the impact of HRT on their body, or just they didn't know that they had ovaries and they thought that maybe trans men weren't born with ovaries, or if they thought that they were intersex when they're not actually intersex. If you weed out all of those possible explanations that could just simply lead to them being misled about their own anatomy, and then you determine, okay, now that we know it's not them being misled because of their own anatomy, now we're just left with a mental health problem. Okay, well then you would address them the same way you'd address a cis patient coming in claiming that God wants them to gnaw their own arm off, right? It's just like, once again, this is what it means to be a medical health professional, and it's really important for you to be a good medical health professional that serves to the betterment mentally and physically of your patients.
Correct. That's why no matter where I'm at or where I go into the healthcare, I'm gonna help who comes in and I won't show judgment. But all I'm saying is that that I have my beliefs, and something like that, they are mentally ill, because who doesn't know?
Holy shit!
They're in that. Who doesn't know their anatomy? Like,
holy fucking shit, dude! Listen, if a trans person is falsely impressioned that hormone replacement therapy will make their ovaries disappear, they're not mentally ill. They're just misled. There's nothing, dude. Come on. Listen, okay, I could reasonably see how somebody can tell that conclusion if they have no education on medicine whatsoever. Okay, well, hormone replacement therapy, okay, it's increasing my testosterone, it's reducing my levels of other hormones. Okay, it's giving me more facial hair, it's masculinizing me. Well, maybe because I have no background in evidentiary based research on medicine whatsoever. If this aesthetically masculinizes me, maybe it will just make my ovaries disappear. Okay, so therefore now I'm a trans man walking into the ER saying I don't have ovaries. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm mentally ill. That just means I'm misled.
Okay.
Do you see how that's a realistic explanation of how a trans person could think that they don't have ovaries when in all reality they do? That doesn't mean they're mentally ill.
I disagree, but
dude, what?
I'm sorry, I can't get behind a person thinking that they're something they're not. I never will be.
Bro, you're equivocating. You can't get behind in the sense of you can't agree with their belief, okay, to therefore they're mentally ill. Okay, I think a lot of people are wrong about a lot of things for a lot of reasons, but I don't therefore call them mentally ill. Like, you're a Trump supporter. I think that you're wrong for supporting Trump. Does that mean that you're mentally ill because you support Trump? Not necessarily. It could. Not necessarily.
Well, that's a different topic. Like,
okay. So this only relates to the beliefs, okay, about trans people, not about the beliefs of anybody else. It's like when you disagree with a trans person, they're therefore mentally ill. But when you disagree with anybody else, they're therefore not mentally ill. Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay. So that topic is completely different. That's based on beliefs. Okay, that beliefs, and I'm talking about like the human anatomy. But if you want to talk about beliefs, I think that everybody
let's talk about the human anatomy. If I think that I only have one kidney because I'm falsely impressioned that when I was 5, I had to get my kidney removed, when in all reality, I actually had to get my appendix removed. But I've been living the last 16 years of my life thinking that they didn't remove my appendix, but rather remove my kidney. Okay, and then I walked into the ER with issues in both of my kidneys, but I insist that I only had one kidney. Would you jump to the conclusion that I'm mentally ill?
No, you educate them on that, what their body does have.
What is the difference? What is the difference between me being falsely impressioned that the surgery I got when I was 5 removed one of my 2 kidneys and a trans man being falsely impressioned that the HRT they're on made their ovaries disappear? There's not.
I mean, there is kind of a big difference because one is a child that doesn't understand the world yet at all.
No, I'm saying I came into the ER at 21 years old, still falsely impressioned that I only have one kidney.
Correct, and you said you learned that as a child, as a 5-year-old child.
And I still believe that today at 21.
Then
you know what? Shit, maybe I even got the surgery at 18. At 18, I had to go to the hospital to get my appendix removed. But for whatever reason, I was falsely impressioned that I actually got one of my 2 kidneys removed. Because I told the doctor, I'm having an issue with my kidney. The doctor said, oh, let's check it out. Then the doctor identifies that it's an issue with my appendix and says, we need to rush you to surgery right now without telling me it's an issue to my appendix. Okay, then they give me the surgery. I wake up from the surgery. They're like, oh, sir, we remove your appendix, but I'm all loopy and shit. I don't remember that. And then I just continue on living my life thinking that I got one of my 2 kidneys removed. I come into the ER, I tell you that I only have one kidney, turns out I have 2. Would you call me mentally ill?
No, you were just obviously mistreated by whoever did that because you're supposed to know everything going on.
Okay, perfect. So now, all right, trans man hops on HRT. Maybe for whatever reason, they're falsely impressioned via omission of the claim that like this doesn't like take away their ovaries, and or whatever reason, maybe they read on Reddit that it does, even though that's like medical misinformation. They think the fact that they're on HRT will like make their ovaries disappear. Then they have an issue with their ovaries. They go into the ER with stomach pain. Turns out it's an ovarian cyst. They insist they don't have ovaries. Okay, like are you going to call this person mentally ill, or are you going to say, oh well, okay, like yeah, they were just falsely impressioned that HRT was going to like remove their ovaries?
When you put it like that, yes, they're just falsely like.
See, listen, yeah, there you go. Thank you for seeing the light.
Yes, when you put it like that, I understand what your point is. 100%.
Yes, thank you, because that is my point. Okay, and it's very important for medical health professionals to understand that point. So important.
Yeah, but that's like I understood that point, but I still don't think somebody should try to be what they aren't.
Okay, all right. Well, once again, that's not what trans people are claiming. Trans people are not claiming that they are something they aren't, okay, because trans people don't claim to be the opposite sex, okay? They claim that their gender is not in alignment with their phenotypical sex characteristics, which is very different given the fact that they define gender not as one's biological sex, but rather, okay, as a social construct. Here's the question, okay? Would you ever vote for a trans woman to be president?
Nope.
Okay. Would you ever vote for a rapist to be president?
Nope.
Okay. Do you believe the court that determined Donald Trump is a rapist?
Nope.
Why?
Well, actually, I don't know. You never know. Like, I bet. Okay, this is my thing with the whole shebang going on. I think everybody higher up in politics, in fame, whatever, has done some really dark things. No matter who they are, anybody with power has used it. Can you agree with me there?
Everybody with power has abused it?
Has used it. Not abused it, used it.
Has
to
used
some
power?
extent. Yes.
So people with power use that power? Yeah.
Right. And so using that power, and I think this is a big reason why they won't release the Epstein files, is because on both parties, left and right, people have done some dark things.
Oh,
That's
wait. You need to revise your question. Your question shouldn't have been, does anybody in power use that power? Your question rather should have been, has everybody in power used that power to do bad things? The answer to that question is no.
Well, that's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah, no.
No?
Yeah, no, not everybody in power is a rapist. Nope.
Well, right, but a lot of people in this world are evil. Like I don't believe any politician is a saint. Like I don't believe Trump is a saint. I don't believe Biden is a saint. I don't believe any single politician in this world.
Listen, I let you make your argument about trans people. I want you to listen and let me make my argument about this. Do you accept or reject the notion that Donald Trump is a rapist because a court found him guilty of raping a woman by the name of Eugene Carroll?
I don't know enough about it.
Okay, all right, you don't know enough about it. Then we're not going to use that example. You said that you never make a trans woman president. Would you ever make somebody that is engaged in sexual exploitation by barging into the naked dressing rooms of women and girls, then looked at their naked bodies and called it funny president?
No, but...
No?
Like, how true are those statements?
Very true. Here's Trump admitting to it.
But you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
So there's Donald Trump admitting to it. Here's one of the women recounting their experiences.
He just came strolling right in. There was no second to put a robe on or any sort of clothing or anything. Some girls were topless, other girls were naked.
As Miss Arizona 2001, Tasha Dixon competed in the Miss USA pageant. Donald Trump owned the contest along with Miss Universe and Miss Teen USA for 19 years.
Our first introduction to him was when we were at the dress rehearsal and half naked changing into our bikinis. To have the owner come waltzing in when we're naked or half naked in a very physically vulnerable position, and then to have the pressure of the the people that work for him telling us to go fawn all over him, go walk up to him.
Okay, so now that you have Donald Trump admit to something that you said would disqualify him from the presidency in your mind, heard one of his victims corroborate it, you have two options. Either be a woman of your word, revoke your support from Trump because you said this is something that would make you stop supporting him, or number two, kind of engage in sophistry, mental gymnastics, and try to convince us that he didn't actually admit to what I'm accusing him of admitting to.
Well, first and foremost, as a MAGA, I'm looking at... I'm not looking that, I really don't believe everything that's been shown or said. Like Trump said he's checking on the girls, he's making sure everything's going all right in that clip you showed me, correct? And it said no detail described him walking up and praising these women, and that's just a woman's word right there. What if she's saying it because he's in this power streak and she's trying to claim some for herself? Like you can't.
Holy.
It's like a he said, she said type thing.
Well, what if he said the same thing she said?
She did not say the same thing he said.
I think she did. Listen, what do we hear Trump say? All right, we heard him say that he would barge into the private women's only dressing rooms because he could allow himself to do so as he was the owner. Okay, and then when he was inside of this space, he'd see a bunch of women with no clothes on, and they looked incredible. Okay, then even at the end of the clip, he said, and I got away with it, which means he broke a rule. Okay? But those two facts on their own, going into a private woman's only dressing room as a man And then looking at the naked bodies of the women inside fulfills the definition of sexual exploitation, because sexual exploitation is to do something sexual to somebody without their permission. He did something sexual to somebody without their permission by looking at them when they had no clothes on, unconsensually. Okay? And then you brought up the part where it's like, oh, I need to do an inspection. Oh, yeah, that was just a little, like, satirical jab that he was throwing on top of it. He was saying, oh, trust me, I was just doing an inspection. And the reason why we know that is because this was his response to Howard Stern when Howard Stern had asked Donald Trump about the sexual things that he'd do with the beauty pageant contestants. So, all in all, he did admit to sexual exploitation. I just kind of gave you all the motivating reasons why. Would you like to respond to them?
Dean, can we pause for a second? So, people are finding my school and are reaching out to my school right now as we speak.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you said nothing that broke their code of conduct, they're not going to boot you from the program. Do you think that you said something that broke their code of conduct?
Absolutely not, but
yeah, then you'll be fine. If you said nothing that broke their code of conduct,
I'm gonna end this because this is getting a little bit too serious for me. I didn't want to be. I just wanted to debate you.
Yeah.
I didn't want things like this to happen. So I really appreciate talking to you, and I appreciate seeing the other side. But this is getting a little scary for me. So
scary in the sense that you feel like you might have said something that broke their code of conduct?
No, scary in the sense that people are finding things. Like, how does somebody find that kind of stuff about me? Like, that's scary.
Okay. Oh, well, it says so in your bio. That's why. But you have a good rest of your day, okay? Yeah. Our schools have very strict regulatory guidelines. They're bound by the law. Okay? They can't just kick people out of the program for no reason. Yeah, they in order for them to kick people out of the program, they have to break a rule. So, I'm scared. Maybe she broke a rule. I'm gonna go get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be MAGA. I'm usually like against that pretty hard. Like, reach out to schools and whatnot. But, like, I think she may actually... I think she may have actually, like, broke some, like, ethics code of conduct there. Like, especially when she was, like, talking about the part where if, like, a trans person comes in saying something, she's just gonna assume that they're mentally ill because they're trans. Like, I can't, like, agree... Like, I mean, that could, like, possibly be in violation of, like, ethics code of conduct. I mean, it could. I mean, it could. It could. That might get somebody disqualified from a nursing program. It definitely could. Of course, I don't know these things, right? Because I'm not in medicine, right? And it's like, well, if it violates, like, the ethical code of conduct of the university, aren't those things that you're supposed to tell to, like, the university board? I don't know. I don't know. I'm really conflicted on that. But I see it both ways, you know? Like, I also see the angle, right? You know, like, well, shit, you know? Admittedly, it would be scary, like, getting a bunch of random people on the internet, like, finding what school you go to, then sending a bunch of emails to them. I see it from both sides. And I mean, ultimately, that's why universities uphold very strict regulatory conduct for, like, the removal of people from a program, or, like, censoring, like, students and kicking them out of the program, right? That's when, like, a school does an investigation. Okay, they, like, look at the evidence that this person violated their ethical code of conduct that could get them disqualified from the program. And, you know, if the evidence suggests that they did violate their ethical code of conduct, then they get kicked out of the program, right? So I think, like, those two sides of, like, the one side, well, I mean, universities have ethical code of conducts for a reason. If you break them, you should be kicked out. And then that other side, right, I am not qualified. And honestly, a lot of the people probably sending that email aren't qualified enough to know if what she said or did indeed did violate the ethical code of conduct of the nursing program. So, like, it might be, like, maybe wrong to send those. Like, those two sides right there are exactly why, like, the university has very strict regulatory conduct for investigations into reports. So, yeah, leave it up to the university. Because if she didn't break their code of conduct, she'll be fine. If she did, she'll be kicked out. We're going to move on to the next guest.
And
hi,
basically, he
Trump.
was one of the people that debated Charlie Kirk. And he was the only person that Charlie Kirk
said, Morgan?
I respect you. Like,
Morgan Everly?
You're really good at debating, and you kind of won this one.
She's talking about me. Hey, Morgan Everly. Hello?
And, yeah, basically that's what happened.
Oh, she has her phone volume down. I really hope that she turns it up, because I feel like she wants me to debate her mom. Morgan Everly?
He said that Charlie Kirk had nothing else to say because he kind of, like, proved him wrong.
I feel so bad.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, hi.
Holy shit. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Bro,
do you support Trump?
Bean, I love you so much. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Oh, my God.
You take care. All right. I thought that maybe that was like like a child that wanted to get me to debate their parent. Turns out it wasn't. All right. Yeah, you take care. All right. Let's move on to the next guest right now. Only up inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Make sure that you are following the rules of the live, please and thank you. I really appreciate you guys. All right. We got Jimmy Moore loading up into the box. Hello, Jimmy. Do you support Trump?
You're a fucking hypocrite, dude.
Can you confirm that you're at least 18?
I'm 18.
All right. What year are you born in?
2007.
That sounds good, man. Why am I a hypocrite?
Okay, is your stance that we tell the law what's morally good and right?
Your stance that we tell the law what's morally good and right? Yes.
Okay. Why do you not like Trump's 2017 bump stock ban? Because that was for helping the people. That was for lowering gun violence. But you don't support that?
Yeah, the funny thing is it actually was something ideologically that I did support. However, there is an issue with the pragmatic application of legislation that's unconstitutional.
What's the issue?
Yeah, the fact that it was unconstitutional, therefore short-lived because it was struck down. I do generally think that it's wrong to pass legislation that is like unconstitutional, because then you're like suggesting that the issue is fixed because of this legislation that will be long-term, when in all reality it won't be long-term because it's going to be shot down by the courts. So that just kind of like prevents progress to pass policy that's unconstitutional, and we should probably view that as bad.
That makes sense. Tell you why I support Trump.
Yeah, but no. that makes sense, right?
I agree it's unconstitutional. It was ruled as so.
Right.
But it was following that the deadliest mass shooting.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying that the bump stock ban was wrong because it went against the law. I'm saying that the bump stock ban was bad because it prevented progress, in the sense that it gave the false impression this issue is fixed for the long term, when in all reality it was shot down by the courts, then forgotten about.
Okay. You make a good point.
Thank you. Do you still think I'm a hypocrite?
Yeah, because you get mad at people calling you a good boy, but you call people a good boy. Make it make sense, dude.
I don't get mad when people call me a good boy. I just think it's weird.
Yeah, you do. You do get mad. I have a clip of you getting mad.
Well, it's probably
weird, but you do it too.
It's probably ironic.
It is ironic.
Like, I got like mad, like it was like satire when I got mad. In all reality, I just think it's weird. And it's like just because of like the way that a lot of, like, y'all don't use it right. You know, y'all don't fucking use it right. You know, there's like a way to good boy somebody that's funny, but it's like you're really walking a fine line. You're really walking a fine line, because there's significantly more ways to good boy somebody that's weird than there's good ways to good boy somebody that's funny.
I agree, but you only do it one way. You ask the people to thank your donors. They thank them. You call them a good boy.
No, that's not the only way I do it. That's sometimes the way I'll do it.
Every time you do it.
Oh, it's also like the tone. I feel like a lot of the times when, like, you know, Trump supporters will good boy me, they're like, good boy. You know, but you can't make it seem sexual.
I'll agree.
Because that's weird.
But I'll agree.
And maybe it's weird when I good boy people too. But I don't know. It's up in the air.
It's all about comedic timing. You have to have timing.
There you go. Comedic timing. Good. Yeah, exactly, Santana. Santana, good to see you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing all right. We've had a very interesting day of debates.
I've been listening this whole time. The last person was, whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jimmy, do you support Trump?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask you why, and you could give us your argument here in a moment. I just want to thank a couple of people, all right?
All right.
Emily, thank you for the $50 donation on Venmo. Emily, that is very, very, very kind of you. Thank you so very much for the love and support. I want y'all to show some massive love to Emily down below for the $50. Holy shit. Emily with a 50 says, maybe she shouldn't express her transphobic views on a live with a public profile. Info in her bio while in nursing school. Not everybody is cut out for nursing school. Not the brightest transphobic bulb. Yeah, Emily, my thing is I don't even think that just saying that you don't think trans women are women would be enough to get you kicked out of like a nursing program. I think what might have been enough to get her kicked out, maybe, once again, I don't know this for sure, would be like, because I don't think that trans women are women and because I don't think that trans men are men, they're therefore mentally ill. And if they were to come into like the ER or into a hospital with these various issues, I'm just going to like completely rule out what could be the true cause of these issues and just attribute it to the fact that I think they're mentally ill. Like that part is, I think, what could legitimately get her thrown out. But I appreciate you for the $50, Emily.
It's funny. You explained that really well to her as well. Like, I don't understand why she didn't get it when you broke it down that way.
Yeah, like that right there is very dangerous. And listen, I think the bias on its own is dangerous. Okay, just so the top level aren't women, aren't men. I think that's dangerous. But I think the even more dangerous part that maybe universities would be concerned with is like that therefore mentally ill, and any issue that they have could be attributed to their mental illness. I think that's like what any university, regardless of their own political leaning, would like be concerned about. Because that is a very obvious and strong impediment upon the objective of medical health providers. Amanda, thank you for the $20. I appreciate you. Dude, let's get 200 Amanda W's down below. I appreciate you for the $20. Amanda with the 20 says, a nursing student who says she knows everything about anything should quit. That's dangerous ignorance. Arrogance, sorry. I'm a psych MP and would never. She doesn't know that being trans is not a diagnosis and that gender dysphoria is about is about the bad dysphoria that can be debilitating. Yes. Thank you for your voice. Well, thank you, Amanda, for your common sense and the $20 donation. Thank you. Alana, thank you for the $5. Ashley, thank you for the $20. She says, Dean, does she realize that she's already put herself at risk for an ethics review board? She may be a student, but she could be permanently banned from getting her license as a student if this is sent to an ethics review board. Oh, geez. You sent that in before she left, too. Thank you, Ashley, for the 20. Jennifer, thank you so much for the $20 as well. You says, thank you for going so incredibly hard for trans people. As a mom of a trans son, I cheer so loudly when this comes up on your live. You're making a difference every single day, Dean. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. And also, thank you for being a good mom. I'm so happy knowing that there's some trans kids out there with parents that are good to them. Okay. I wish that all trans kids had that. Thank you, Jennifer. Amy, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Amy. Tanya, thank you for the 5. Abby, thank you for the 5. Then Megan, thank you for the 10, who says, please ask her to drop out of nursing. We do not need her in the field. She will harm somebody with her rhetoric, and we cannot trust her in that room with him. Thank you for the $10. Tass and Moon, thank you so much for the $10, who says transphobia is ugly. And then Ash Lynn, thank you for the $50 donation. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you. I want to see 500 Ashlyn W's down below in that comment section. Let's go ahead and read her message. Ashlyn with a 50 says, I agree with you but have concerns with both sides. I support human rights and don't identify as MAGA. I'd like to discuss policies or debate styles. Do U.S. debates with non-MAGA people, or is it not choosing a side wrong? If you to layoffs, we had more unemployed people than job opportunities.
There's
We've
6
only
million
seen
jobs
a declining.
available.
One moment. We've only seen a declining amount of investment into manufacturing after a boom every financial quarter under Biden. Biggest boom in modern American history. Last year we had the most manufacturing bankruptcies since 2010. Okay, like clearly the manufacturing industry in America right now is struggling a lot.
Donald Trump cannot control the fact that people don't want to work.
You keep on saying that this is because people don't want to work.
The jobs are there.
Okay, but you just saying people don't want to work doesn't explain this. So why did a bunch of people want to work when Biden was president, but then when Trump won, people just magically stopped wanting to work, and this somehow caused companies to fire 1.3 million people that did want to work? The most
I understand
layoffs.
there was a huge wave of people coming back to their jobs after COVID. Am I right?
Yeah, after COVID, but if we account for bounce back, we still saw some great jobs reports accounting for COVID under the Biden-Harris administration. But what I'm looking at more so is going to be investment into American manufacturing and layoffs. Okay, right? Because investment in American manufacturing is down, layoffs are up, and bankruptcies are up. That's not because people don't want to work.
Also, he keeps spamming that there's 6 million jobs. There's 7.2 million people unemployed, Bobo.
Right. And by the way, via the natural dictation of the market, when people don't want to work, this means that ultimately companies are going to be more incentivized to pay higher wages to those that do want to work, which they would then require more investment. But the fact that investment is going down indicates that the diagnosis of what is causing the problem in American manufacturing is not that people don't want to work, or investment would be going up.
So what is the problem, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we could diagnose the problem. Trump. Yeah, there you go. Okay, he jumped. Yeah, okay. All right. So, yeah, it's a short game. Yes, Trump. But can you tell us how manufacturers are excelling? Tell us how they're getting better.
Well, apparently they're not, from what you told me. I guess I had the wrong source.
Base. Okay, so you concede. Great.
Sure, I guess so. Can we talk about mass deportation now?
Yeah. After I call somebody out.
Because you like to claim that.
Yeah. After I call somebody out. Isabella, all right, listen. I see you talking about smoking that good on 420. All right, Isabella? You are 20 years old. That's a crime. The same type of crime, by the way, that you want people to be deported for. All right? The same type of crime that you want people to be deported for, Isabella. You hypocrite. That's why I'm calling you out. That's why I'm calling you out, you hypocrite. How are you going to sit here and say that people need to be deported for a victimless federal misdemeanor, all right, sent to CICA in El Salvador to be tortured, okay, but then when you do something that is also a misdemeanor in Colorado, by the way, where you live, you're just fine. Why don't you hold the same standard for yourself that you hold to undocumented immigrants? But go ahead.
So you like to claim that the reason the amount of illegal crossings has dropped significantly is that Trump is scaring them away?
Yep.
I don't think that's true. It's because back during the Biden administration, when illegals would cross, they would just give them a cell phone, court date, and they would let them through. They stopped. And they also put Remain in Mexico. How is that not true?
Can you prove that when people came across undocumented, they just gave them a cell phone and let them go?
Wait, what would they get a court date for if they're undocumented immigrants?
Exactly. Like, none of that made sense. It was just incoherent gibberish.
Wait, can you tell me what was the court date for?
Exactly.
They were let through.
What was the court date for? You said that they'd get a court date when they come through illegally. What was the court date for?
I didn't mean court date. I meant like civil hearing, I'm pretty sure.
Civil hearing for what?
So a court date.
A court date. Yeah, so a civil hearing, a court date for what?
You're such a pivot. You know that, Dean?
Dude, I'm asking you a question about what you said. Dude, fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Dude, okay. Clearly.
Examining what he said is a pivot. How dare you question the things that he said, Dean?
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking you this question is because you're misled. The people that would be let through and get court dates are asylum seekers who are legal fucking immigrants. Okay? And you blundered massively when you said that illegal, undocumented immigrants would just be let right on through and get a court date. No, they fucking weren't. Okay? It is incoherent to suggest that undocumented immigrants would get a court date. Court date for fucking what? Okay? What? So you're actually not talking about undocumented immigrants at all. You're talking about legal immigrants. So, yeah, we should definitely be on board with giving legal immigrants legal passage into our country.
So how was Donald Trump scaring them from coming in illegally? How was
by like fucking the ones who are here violating their human, natural, and constitutional rights, saying that their kids, if they're born here, no longer have a constitutional claim to birthright citizenship, even though they've had that claim ingrained in the Constitution since 1867 with the ratification of the 14th Amendment. Okay, allow me nice to use somebody's race as a identifying factor in determining if somebody is undocumented or not. Okay, swooping up undocumented immigrants, giving them no due process, deporting them with no due process to a place in El Salvador where we know people are literally getting beaten and tortured. Okay, like all of these things are fascist, immoral, illegal, unconstitutional fear tactics that ultimately have not only reduced undocumented entry into the country, but also things like tourism.
Okay, I guess I was misled, but what about Remain in Mexico? I thought that was good for stopping
bad.
How was that bad, if you don't mind me asking?
Remain in Mexico makes asylum seekers way to Mexico before their court date. Why? Well, the conservatives say that, the asylum seekers, if we don't have remain in Mexico, are just going to be chilling in America with no ability to work, relying on federal funds for like a year or two. Okay, all right. So, yeah, I agree with the conservatives in diagnosing that there's an issue with people staying in the country for like 2 years with no ability to work, reliant on social safety nets. I disagree with the conservatives because I think that issue is a fact that the immigrants are being harmed, not the fact that the immigrants are harming us. And then I disagree with the conservatives yielding that the solution is to make them way to Mexico. I think that the solution would be to expedite the asylum process as a whole.
Also, remain in Mexico was challenged multiple times in court and found to be illegal, and so they had to make massive changes in order to be able to do anything close to it. But the actual point is, remain in Mexico didn't work.
Okay. So if what you're telling me is true, I guess, because I thought remain in Mexico helped. I thought he just stopped. But if he's really just violating their rights.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you know that the United States is on a human rights watch list for the first time?
Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Yeah, due to what Dean was just telling about the overwhelming cruelty by Donald Trump and his administration, we have now been placed on human rights watch list because, again, we keep violating human rights. That's another thing that's scaring people off. Like, other countries are telling their citizens don't travel to the U.S. Yeah.
If what you're telling me is true, then I think you've changed my mind. But I have one more question. You say undocumented migrants are 2 times less likely to commit violent crimes?
2.5, yes.
A couple years ago, I'm pretty sure that statistic was 4 times less likely.
No, so I used to say 4 times less likely, and I was wrong.
So it's always been 2 times less likely?
Yes. I know you got that from my 1v20 surrounded debate on
I
Jupiter.
did.
Yeah, because I said 4 times and I was wrong. In fact, I got fact-checked on the screen. If you'll notice, there's a fact check when I said that said they're 2.5 times less likely. So I was wrong.
But wouldn't you say...
Now, can you admit that you're wrong for supporting Trump? Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, if what you're telling me is true, then yes. But wouldn't you agree that even though they're 2 times less likely to commit violent crimes, deporting them, that would still lower the number. It would still lower the number, would it not?
No, I think that it caused more poverty, therefore caused more crime.
Yeah, that's not how meth works, Bubba.
Yeah.
Okay, if what you told me is true, those are kind of my main points. I think I might have to start supporting the libertarian effort.
No fucking shit, really? Dude, this is wow, okay. I'm just at the end of my stream. I'm pretty low effort. I wasn't expecting to change your mind. Hey, yo.
If what you're telling me is true.
Yeah, bro. Go fact check everything we said.
Mm-hmm. Look it all up.
Hell yeah.
Don't take our word for it.
All right, I appreciate y'all's time. Will y'all be celebrating 420 with me and Parker?
I'll be celebrating 420 in spirit. My girlfriend is a big fan, so I'll be right there at her side.
I don't partake during the week, so.
Yeah, man, good for you.
Thank you guys for the information. I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, man, you take care, okay?
Okay, you too.
I could appreciate that kind of honesty. Wish we saw it more. What's up, Yeah.
What's up, man?
Josh?
Dean?
You went back on your claims about the 14th Amendment.
I did, yeah.
You're an idiot.
What do you mean? Wait, I still have the same position. What are you talking about?
You said...
Are you talking about the post that I just posted a second ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, Senator Howard, him talking. That's not me going back on my views of the 14th Amendment.
It says anti-14th Amendment.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I don't change my mind very often, you know this. What's up, Santana? Are you going to crash out today?
I don't know. Still trying to figure out how I feel.
All right, for sure, buddy.
I don't know. I don't really like debating you, Josh. I'm considering just kicking you.
I know you don't. You like the crash outs that just scream at you for some reason instead of like actual structured conversation.
You are one of the crash outs that just scream at me.
When have I ever crashed out? Like,
dude, literally, I remember like the first time you were on my live, I had to just continue to spam mute you because you wouldn't let me speak.
Well, dude, you talk for like 15 fucking minutes. You know this.
Have I spam muted anybody on my live today? No.
You did earlier. Just one person, but he was like literally crashing out. It was deserved. It was kind of funny.
Thank you.
Also, Josh, are you a Christian?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, that's not going to work on me, Santina.
No, I was just going to say patience is a virtue, but, you know, like impulse control.
How do you feel about the fact that Trump threatened genocide?
We've already talked about that, I think, right?
Bro, I thought that I like excommunicated you from my live before Trump threatened genocide.
Oh,
no.
wait.
I was on.
No.
I think a couple weeks ago.
Did you hear the new reports?
What's the new reports?
So Trump has officially gone on records talking about the negotiation because they're supposed to be negotiating, but Iran has not officially committed to peace talks. And so the reports are that Trump has gone on record and told them that they will sign this damn agreement. If not, they're going to start bombing bridges and power plants, and they're going to blow up the whole damn country. Like this I think you were live when these reports started coming out.
Yeah. Aaron made a video on it. You want to listen in?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's So he's got a new level to the genocide. Did he run?
No, I kicked him.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll admit it. I kicked him. That's weird. Oh, there it is.
We have some serious Iran war news now. Almost everything Donald Trump says about the war has turned out not to be true. And according to CNN's new reporting tonight, advisors are privately worried, and have been worried, that his statements have interrupted ongoing negotiations with Iran. First, we had the Wall Street Journal saying that military advisors excluded Trump from the Situation Room due to erratic behavior possibilities. And now advisors are saying that his statements are interrupting negotiations. Don't take it from me. This is directly from CNN.
Oh, this is something else than what you were saying.
Acknowledging that the president's public commentary has been detrimental to talks, noting the sensitivity of the negotiations. And why? Because Iran does not trust the United States.
Damn, okay. All right. So apparently Trump is hurting peace talks and he's going crazy. Where did he make that statement about killing them all if they don't agree to the peace talks?
So it was they played it on Fox News. It was a reporting piece from Fox News. I'll send it to you.
Let's go to news. Let's find it together. Elise, thank you for the $10. She says, did you know that Phil's live right now trying to undenify people? Yeah, he likes to try to get clout off my name. Holy. All right. How about we look through the news together? We could actually do that.
So, SJ, thank you so much for the 15. I appreciate the hell out of you. Marie, thank you so much for the 5. I'm going to check that out. And Cammy, thank you so much for the 20. Thank you for being you. I could have sworn. Hold on. That's on my other phone. 1 second.
Oh, shit. A third member of Trump's cabinet has stepped down. Donald Trump's labor secretary, Lori Chavez, is stepping down, the administration announced on Monday, after a series of misconduct allegations, including claims of an affair with a subordinate and allegedly drinking on the job.
I sent that to you. It happened right when 10 minutes after you started your live, it broke. So I sent it to you from the Hill.
Yeah, Chavez is the third cabinet member, all women, to depart during the president's second term. Huh. So, according to the Trump administration, cheating on someone and drinking on the job is enough to get you kicked to the curb, but cheating on 3 wives and raping a woman is enough to get you into the Oval Office. That's hypocritical. That's really hypocritical. And why are they like that? Why are they just so, clearly hypocritical? Why? Honestly, they value their love for Trump over, the way that their party looks to the country, which is inevitably why I think the downfall of MAGA is imminent. Now, for example, when Eric, what's his name? Swalwell? Yes, when Eric Swalwell, a congressman from Texas, California, it was unearthed that he had 5 credible accusations against him made by women that had worked for him. Every single Republican ever in Congress said he needs to step down. He needs to resign and drop out of the race, which I agree with, by the way, and like super base that he did resign and that he did step down. Fuck that guy, right? But like, how hypocritical is it for a Trump supporter to argue somebody in government needs to step down because of an accusation, yet this other person in government needs to be president regardless of an accuser that then proved it in court? It is just such a double standard. Such a double standard. You know, I think that I need to bring that up more in the live. We need to talk more on the live about that.
Yeah, I agree. FYI, so this it came out yesterday afternoon. This was on Fox News, and Trey Yangis was reporting on it. He's actually was talking about it from Tel Aviv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when the reports came out, because again, they were going back and forth, and like JD Vance is already heading to Pakistan for the actual peace talks, but Iran has not signed off on it.
Yeah, that's a mess. Ugh, yeah, dude, fuck the Trump admin. Isabella, I thought I'd let you up because, to be fair, I did speak about you, so I thought I'd let you respond. So my allegation is that
you're gonna call me out and then you're not gonna let me speak on it? That's insane.
You're speaking on it right now?
Yeah, now I'm speaking on it. It's legal if you have your med card in the state of Colorado at 18 years old. Let's get it right.
Oh, you have a med card?
Yeah.
Where do you get a med card in Colorado from?
You can get it from your literal, like, provider, from not, like, your doctor.
Okay. And how do you get approval for a med card from a doctor?
If you have, if you're diagnosed with multiple different mental illnesses and have a psychiatrist and a therapist and all of that to back you up as well with formal and written documentation.
Not true. Now that's one way. I'm saying that's one way to get a med card. But you could act straight up. You could just go to a doctor and get a script for a med card. Like you don't need a you don't need a diagnosis for a mental illness. You could just straight up go to like a doctor and say, hey, listen.
Well, you just proved my point even more. So thanks.
And then you just get given a script for a med card from a doctor. Then you have approval. Oh, okay. Another question. How often do you need to renew it?
I think it's every year. It is every year.
How much does it cost?
I don't know how much it costs.
All right, you have a med card. All right, you win. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only way that you know how often you need to renew a med card and how to get one is, if you had one yourself. Now, here's a question.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Are you friends with
any? On like calling me out and all that and everything.
Are you friends with anybody that doesn't have a med card but smokes?
Actually, so
damn.
I'm gonna call myself out. No, it's because I like to keep my circle small because, like, as I've grown.
Wait! You went to a party. You went to a party Halloween. You drank at a party in Halloween. That's illegal.
When did I say that? Where's the proof?
Because you came up on my live the day before Halloween, walking home from the CU games, drunk as fuck.
That wasn't. I plead the fifth. That was not me.
Yup.
That's someone pretending to be me.
My point still stands. You were. And this is actually a real point of contention. I'm not just fucking with you. You're a hypocrite, okay? Because you will engage in a crime in which is worse than a crime in which you think other people deserve to be removed from the country over.
Alcohol? What?
Yes, drinking alcohol at 20 years old is criminally more severe than undocumented entry. Yet you think, your life shouldn't be impacted at all for this criminal infraction. Yet their life should be impacted to the extent of deportation
no, if
to
I got
CCOP.
caught, I'd own up to it. What do you mean?
Wait, do you think that you should get caught?
What? No, what did I ever say that? That wasn't even
Just
me.
answer the question.
I
Should
literally
you get
said
caught?
that was not me. There's no proof or anything that was me on that live or anything.
Okay, all right. Listen. I don't think that you deserve to get like outcast of college.
Yeah. I was about
So
to
let
say,
me. Yeah. So hypothetically in Minecraft, okay, and hypothetically in this alternate version of reality, that's not the version of reality that we do live in, but this is one where you actually did drink under the age of 21. Okay, do you think that you should be caught for it?
I don't think anyone should be caught for being under the age of 21 and if they're just like having a good old fashioned time.
Right. But would you argue that undocumented immigrants should be caught for their undocumented entry?
What? I never said they should or should not be like caught of whatever they're doing. Like I just said, if you're doing something,
do you think that undocumented immigrants should be deported?
Undocumented. I've already said my thing on this. Yeah. What?
Wait, so then you're saying that they should get caught. So why should an undocumented immigrant get caught for their civil infraction, but you in this other hypothetical universe where you drink under the age of 21, why shouldn't you get caught there?
If I were to get caught, then that's on me. And I
okay,
will
but we're not having a
my
conversation about if they were to or if they were not to, but rather should they? Because when you say they should be deported, okay, you're saying that they should get caught.
That if I were to get caught or anyone else that is under the age of 21 doing that and they got caught, I think okay. Like if I were to get caught, I would own up to it.
But you won't say they
whatever.
should get caught the same way you'll say undocumented immigrants should get caught.
Wait, say that again?
But you won't say that people who drink under the age of 21 should get caught the same way you argue undocumented immigrants should get caught.
That, then yeah. Then
no, there's
you
a
got
difference.
Caught.
There's a difference between saying if they were to get caught for that, they should face the consequences, and saying they should get caught for that and face the consequences. Because in one sense, you're saying, well, if it happens to be the case they get caught, then they're fucked. But in this other sense, you're saying, well, it should be the case they get caught. Do you understand the difference between those two things?
Should and shouldn't to get caught.
I'll give you an example. Okay, if it happens to be the case that my mom tells me she loves me on text tonight, I'd really appreciate that, right? In that statement, am I saying that my mom should tell me she loves me tonight, and if she doesn't, she's doing something wrong? No, I'm just merely saying if she does, then I'd like it. I'm not saying that she should. She doesn't. She's not obligated to tell me that she loves me tonight. Very similarly, when I'm saying that you're saying that undocumented immigrants should be deported, you're saying that like ICE should have an obligation to find them and deport them. But when you're not, but you won't say that same thing about people who drink under the age of 21, because you won't say that, you know, they should get caught for drinking, but if they happen to get caught for drinking, then they should face the music. Do you get the difference?
Okay, me saying that, if they do get caught, that's different than, like, if immigrants, like, illegal immigrants were to get caught.
Like, you're not saying that they should get caught, you're just saying, well, if they do get caught.
I never said that they should get caught. If they do get caught, then they
Well,
should
you are
be
saying that they
deported.
should get caught by saying that they should be deported.
Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. And,
Are you just up here to grift?
What? They just sent me. I'm doing the same thing that this dude does. What do you
Stop
mean?
grifting.
Bro, I'm not the one that's paid by the DNC.
Isabella, you're smarter than that. Come on.
What do you mean? Okay, but anyways, as I was saying before I was interrupted, but no, I was just saying, I've never said that, they should get caught or anything. I was saying that if they were to get caught, and that goes for both of them. If you get caught, then yeah, you're going to face the consequences.
Yeah, but the thing is that do you want people, here's a better way to phrase it. Do you want people who drink under 21 to get caught?
Okay, I literally... Okay,
That's the right way to
I'm
word
thinking about, I'm thinking, give me, okay. I don't think that anyone should be caught doing either of those.
Can you just answer it? Do you want people who drink under the age of 21 to be caught?
Okay. I don't care what you do with your time. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Like, if the undocumented immigrants get caught, then
it's a yes or no damn.
And that's
it's a yes or no damn. Do you want people who drink under the age of 21 to get caught? Yes or no?
Okay, well, it's illegal, so obviously I'm gonna be like, if that's against the law, then like...
Do you want them to get caught? Yes or no?
I'm not saying that I...
Yes or no?
But if it's against the law...
Bro, straight up. If when I was 20, if you asked me, do I want people who drink under the age of 21 to get caught? No, 1 second.
Anxiety pen since you were 19?
If I was 19...
Yeah, if we're calling people out, by the way.
So when I was 19 and hitting the anxiety pen, if you asked me, do I want people who hit the anxiety pen under the age of 21 to get caught? I'd say no. No, I'd say no in like most cases. Right? Like clearly, like there's many cases. Like I do think that people who use it under the age of 18 should get caught. Right? I would say that. I would probably say that at 19. I'd say, well, I don't want to be caught. Right?
Well, yeah, obviously.
So do you think that like the average like 19-year-old in college who doesn't abuse alcohol, just has fun at like a party here and there, do you think that you want them to be caught?
Well, I can't be clipped, and I plead the fifth. There, that's my answer. Because
I don't feel like
I
there's.
want to go to that profession. I can't say anything like that. So.
All right, fine, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So if it's against.
Whatever. Okay. All right. All right. Listen. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know. I get it. I wish that she could just be honest about that question, but it's possible somebody out there would care.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that you made a good point earlier about calling out the double standard. I think that's something that we need to focus more on because honestly, I don't care what people do as long as they're logically consistent. And if you hold some type of premise, then make sure you hold it all the way through. So
yeah, that was just a point that I was trying to demonstrate, right? Because Isabella is 20. She drinks alcohol. That's illegal. Isabella does not want to get caught for drinking alcohol. But then she wants other people to get caught for crimes in which are not as severe as her drinking alcohol. That is hypocritical. Scott, thank you for the $14 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you. Who says, I, for one, am happy to hear that Isabella's circle small. Keep it that way. You're doing us a favor. Damn, Scott. Damn, thank you for the $15. Jeez. Appreciate you for the love, man. We also have a couple people on Venmo. Joseph, thank you for the $10, quote unquote, for the ability to keep your eyes from rolling at every MAGA asset that debates you. Well, thank you for the love, Joseph. You've been very kind today. Just know that I really appreciate you. Fucking hell. Actually, speaking of Joseph, thank you for the $50 donation. Thank you so much, man. Let's get another 500 Joseph W's. He says, claim victory about Trump, about jobs from Trump's admin. I'm 57 years old with a doctorate. I moved to North Carolina and I'm working retail. BS on them. Dude, that's, wow. Damn, man. I'm really sorry to hear that, Joseph. Damn. With a doctorate, working retail, man. Yeah, the job market sucks. Holy shit. And then Ashlyn, thank you for the $50 again. I think that you said $100 earlier. Thank you for the love, dude. You are so kind. Thank you so much, Ashlyn. Ashlyn with a 50 says, thank you for responding. I do agree with you, and I'm not super educated on policies, which is why you're the person I would love to ask. I love tuning in and learning about everything. Should I take a political stance or just agree with certain beliefs? Well, I mean, I'd actually argue that you shouldn't take a political stance until you fully understand the different political stances. Because let's assume that maybe, if you were to be more educated, you're like some socialists, okay, but then you take a political stance as like a democratic liberal. Okay, well, that makes sense because you're not a democratic liberal. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't recommend taking a stance until you're fully educated on the different stances. Thank you for the $50. And then Joseph with another 25 who says, this is just for you putting up with the bullshit like a previous donor. You're a breath of fresh air when I get home from work. You will always have my support. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much for the $25. Thank you so much for all the love and support, Joseph. Same thing to Lynn. Thank you for the $5 who asks me if I'd ever run for office. Maybe. I don't know. I'm too young for that. And then Lily, thank you for the $5. I'll keep that message to myself. And then Courtney, thank you for the 2. We are all caught up, folks, and honestly, we are well over 4 hours in the stream. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for the night. Santana, are you hopping on?
I am. I'm already got everything set, so I'm just going to drop down and go ahead and go live. Got a package coming this week.
Oh, I'll check your text.
Yeah.
I'll check your text.
All right. I'll see you, bro. Appreciate you.
Hey, man, you take care. Guys, go raid Santana. That is at Santana Speaks For You. And the For You is the number 4 followed by the letter U. That's going to be on TikTok and on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you should go check him out, right? I want to help his YouTube channel grow. Be a good friend. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. By the way, you should hit that follow button on TikTok. Drop us up on YouTube. It's totally free. I do this every day for 4 hours. I actually enjoyed today's stream. I was able to keep it mellow for the most part, not freak out. So I'm in a good mood. But all right, I love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace, love, good night, and goodbye.